There are some new NFL draft rumors that could directly affect the Jets. Is this bad news? Good news? Any news? Well, we're talking about it. Boy Green Daily on a Saturday. WrestleMania weekend starts now.
Oh my gosh, it's morphin' time. To me, talking New York Jets is my superpower. Boy Green Daily starts now. Wow! Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily.
You're talking just football, man.
Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Offense, defense, special teamwork, just football with Boy Green. J-E-T-S, let's go!
Hey, everybody. I am Paul, a.k.a. Boy, New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show, also available wherever you get your podcast. If you're coming in here on YouTube, like the video. It's free to do. Also, hit subscribe. Join the growing army of Boy Green Coffee Club members and Boy Green Espresso Club members out in our audience. We are merely 5 days away from the 2026 NFL draft, and I will be there, baby, in person. It's going to be spectacular. Absolutely. And we've got a lot to get to here on the show, including our special co-host here on a Saturday. He creates, what's the right way to put this? When he speaks, people listen. When he speaks, people get upset. But when he speaks, there's no doubt about it, unequivocally, unapologetically, he is the man that creates a needle-moving effect here on the show. Whether you love it or hate it, you watch it. It is Hop on Pop here on the program. Pop.
Hey now, good morning, Coffee Club.
Okay, what you make of that intro, by the way?
That was good. That was good. You need to,
nice.
a little fire, maybe some fireworks sound, background sound,
Oh, here's some fireworks. What about Tank for Ty off the top rope gifting a Boy Green Coffee Club membership here on YouTube? Now that's creating some nice fireworks. Bob, who the hell did that just go to?
What's a Cisco Lopez? Cisco Lopez.
Yeah, all right. Cisco, welcome, my friend. Welcome to the show. Tank for Ty, that's another raffle ticket to our contest. We'll have more details on that in just a little bit. And Pop, there's an interesting offensive line conversation to come here on the program, which I'm very much looking forward to. By the way, I'll go reference our poll, and then we'll come back to the poll a little bit later on the show, and it is this. If you had your druthers, Jet fans that are watching this show right now, would the Jets use any of their top 44 picks, which they have 4 of, number 2 overall, number 16 overall, number 33 overall, number 44 overall, on an offensive lineman? Specifically, we're referencing the interior offensive line. If you had your druthers, would the Jets do that? Yes, we need the beef, or no, that's too rich. We got other things to worry about. We'll figure that out later. Let us know in the poll. I am looking forward to hearing your guys' feedback, and we're going to be playing a clip on the show and talking about all that. But Pop, we should probably just address this right off the top, so you can say what you want to say about this, and then we can move on to the football topics at ease. Throughout the week, people have been sending their prayers for your son and my brother, Brody, and his situation. So, Pop, I want to throw it over to you.
Yeah, we appreciate all the prayers and support for Brody. He is still in ICU, and but yesterday there was a day of improvement. Not nowhere near out of the woods, but there was probably the best day in the past 7 where he showed some positive improvement. So your continued thoughts and prayers are appreciated.
Which, by the way, Pop, I'll throw this up. I don't know the last time I've seen this photo, so we'll see it together here. The gun show here of Brody wearing the John Cena shirt. It's a WrestleMania weekend. This is a young Brody. I can tell by taking a gander here at Brody. Look at that. Very svelte Brody there with the gun show, huh?
That's nice. I think that was his graduation from high school weekend.
Oh, wow.
I think that's what that was.
Okay, beautiful. Well, like I said, I was just looking through some Brody photos, and this one I can't remember the last time I saw this, if at all. So like, this is crazy. This was a nostalgic throwback. So shout out to the Broadster, Ace, the Dragon
Ace.
Slayer. He goes by a lot of nicknames, to be honest.
He
with you.
does.
But, yeah, salute to the Broadster. So again, guys, thank you so much. We won't, with all due respect, I guess that's probably the way to say this. We won't be diving into any deep details about this situation, so please respect our privacy during this time, but appreciate all the prayers that are out there during this time. So, Pop, without further ado, let's get into it here. And, well, I'm going to have to also grab this because, Pop, I'm sure you're going to love this, but your mock draft went viral, as the kids say. Have you heard about this? Have been all the women and everything been banging on your doors outside to try to get in? The paparazzi, has that at all been a factor?
Hey, it's a tough at times going about my business. I was actually in United States North this past week,
Sure.
and I had to getting out of the hotel, trying to get to the plant, had to fight through the throngs. Had to have security help me get from place to place. So yeah, it was good.
Yeah, here it is. Let me see. Oh yeah, here we go. I just want to make sure I get your celebrity in here. So we're gonna put something on the screen here, Pop. You're absolutely gonna love this. So we mentioned that, and you're like, what are you guys talking about? Well, Hop on Pop went viral in a way that I've never seen a mock draft go viral in my life. I put it out on all the social media so you guys can react after we do a mock draft. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. And we put it up on Instagram. It's currently over 1,100 likes, and it has blown up. And you see the comments section has been set ablaze and everything else. So, Pop, look at all this from you do one mock draft a year, and you did it. And wow, you created plenty of conversation.
Yeah, and which platform did we use to do? Oh, it's PFF.
Yes.
Yeah. So I would just like to note that the fourth player I took at pick 33 is one of the top guards on the board. So,
Sure.
But I got a D-.
Yeah.
So I'd like to, I won't say you can. I've got D's. Anyways, we can.
Oh, well, besides just randomly praising you, which I'm sure you probably appreciate, the reason I brought this up actually is because in your mock draft scenario, which is a 7-round mock, you had the Jets taking a guard with the 33rd overall pick. And while PFF may hate your guts and the guts of your entire family for you doing that, it's been, I don't want to call it a common thing, but a relatively common thing that people address the interior offensive line with that first pick of the second round. And there's sort of been a assumption that Vega Ioane, the Penn State interior offensive lineman, is definitely going in the first round. Quite frankly, he may be gone before the Jets even have a shot at him at 16. Like, I've seen that happen a lot. But the assumption is, if you're picking at 33, every other interior offensive lineman is on the board. Again, obviously the Jets don't need a tackle. They have Olu Muiwa on one side. They have Armand Membu on the other. And as Rich Samiti said on the Jets Collective podcast this week, he'd be shocked if the Jets take an offensive tackle at any point during the draft. So, like, it's basically off their draft board as he sees it because of how they feel about the room, and they've added some veterans and things of that nature in terms of depth. But interior offensive linemen's in the conversation. Like I said, there's been sort of an assumption that at 33, if you want a guard, you can take anyone you want. Basantis, Pregnon, Keelan Rutledge, they're all going to be there. Well, I released a column this morning that says, not so fast, my friend, and that's what I sort of want to get into here on the show. This nugget from ESPN's Jordan Reed, who's a draft analyst, of course, for the mothership, he revealed some sourcing conversation. He said Ioane out of Penn State is a clear top interior offensive lineman, but many sources believe as many as 3 interior blockers could go in the first round. He mentions Chase Basantis out of Texas A&M, Oregon's Emmanuel Pregnon, and Georgia Tech's Keelan Rutledge as top candidates that could go in the first round. The Chargers and Seahawks were 2 teams repeatedly suggested as ones to watch here. And that would be a surprise, Pop, because if you look at the consensus big board, that gets every mock draft out there in the universe and piles them all together so you sort of have a sense of where these players are projected to go. When you look at the consensus big board, of course, Vega is the 16th overall player. We don't have to waste much time. He's clearly going to be a first-round pick. But the other three guys are all outside the top 39. Chase Besantis is 40th. Pregnon is 41, and Keelan Rutledge is 57, which, again, you would think would say, 33 overall, one of those guys is going to be there. But I looked around, and it wasn't that hard to find it, Pop. I highlighted 3 mock drafts in my column down below that had all 3 of those guys going in the first round. Besantis to the Texans, 28th overall. Pregnon to the Texans, 28 overall. And Peter Schrager had Keelan Rutledge in his mock draft based on sourcing around the league. Keelan Rutledge went to the New England Patriots at 31st overall, Pop. So I say all that to throw it to you, does that all give you a warning shot that, hey, man, if you don't take one at 16, which is sort of what this pressure is saying, or move up from 33, you could miss out on the interior offensive line market here?
Yes, we are in the unbalanced stage of the NFL draft. Like and the Jets should have someone whose only job is to leak false information.
All right.
Like Tommy Boy with the roll when he wants chicken wingy. Right? Oh, I go crazy. Yeah. So that's what should be going on right now. Okay. 32 smoke screens to let nobody know what's actually going on. That's what all this is about. If there's zero reason that 4 guards will go before pick 33. I just don't see it. And I think it's all a smoke screen. But I would also say, I've talked about it before, like there is a war room above all war rooms, screens everywhere. Here's the positions. Here's when we want them. Here's if we had a BPA and we want, guard in the, whatever. But if that guy is still available, that trumps this board. So they have all that worked out. And if they don't, well, anyways, so you just keep it live, right? You watch the draft unfold. And if you got to the point where, and you pretty much have a good flavor, anybody that can scan the internet, use the old Google, can figure out who needs a guard and who doesn't need a guard, who's in front of you. And so it's not like you're sitting there waiting for things to fall to you. So I think it's entirely acceptable to get a guard at 33. The Jets are not going to get 9 starters from this draft. Newsflash. There will not be 9 starters from this draft. We have 9 picks. Breaking news. We're not going to get 9 starters out of this draft. No. Right? I got some feedback on my draft. Right? I opted not to, for the confines of the show. I didn't do a lot of trading after the flurry.
Yep.
And someone's like, well, you drafted 11 players. Well, that's because I drafted 11 players, right? It'd be much different. You have the slow matriculation. And so they don't need 9, they don't need 11. If at 33, despite everything else, they could toss pick 140 to move up a handful of spots from 33 into the back end of the first round. I wouldn't do it unless I had to do it. Unless, one of these, for some, shocker, the number 2 guy in the guard board is there. And we have to leapfrog somebody and we toss away pick 140 to go get Chase or whoever that number 2 guy the Jets think is. Because again, everyone has an opinion, like everyone has an elbow. And, if Chase is their number 2 guy and they like, well, we can throw 140 pick and go up and get him, then you do that. But I definitely don't think picking at 16, that would be a huge mistake. Shout out to the people in Central New York. Huge.
Yeah, he died actually recently.
Yes, I know.
So that's unfortunate. 2 things here. First off, I prefer how you just said that. Everyone has opinions like everyone has elbows, as opposed to what EZ says on the show. That's a bit more descript. So thank you for the elbow one instead of the other. Thank you. Number 2, and maybe your mock draft already answers this question, but I'll ask it anyway. I'll ask you the poll. How important is it to you for the Jets to come away from the first 44? I'll expand it out to 44. Their second round pick as well, and obviously there are 2 first round picks and there are 2 second round picks. How important is it for you to walk away from the first 2 days of this draft to have an interior offensive lineman? Because on the surface, the Jets have a starting 5 right now if there's a football game to play. Olumuyiwa left tackle, left guard Dylan Parham, center Josh Myers, right guard Joe Tippmann, right tackle Armand Membu. Again, reiterate the question: how important is it for you to walk away from this the first 2 rounds of the draft with one of these top guards?
Yeah, I think it's up there, and that's why I did it. I also think, that by pick 44, I believe the Jets at pick 44, barring everything else, they will pick more than 4 people. More than 4 players. I believe there will be some wheeling and dealing and shuffling, similar to what I did, right? When I drafted Chase at 44, that was my 5th pick, I believe. Or when I drafted at 33, excuse me, let me correct myself. When I drafted at 33, that was my 4th pick, right? The Jets, in my opinion, need to double tap the offense. The most pathetic thing about the New York Jets last year, and there is a list, was the complete absence of offense. And we were jumping around about a year ago, and then during the draft we were talking, I think, on a live stream, like, why have we not drafted wide receiver? What are we doing? What is going on? So to me, we get the face that runs the place at 2 and 16, just like my mock draft. Go ahead and check it out. That's who we get at 2 and 16. Then we, if we had some ability, some moving and shaking, then then I evaluate who's left on the board. I like the edge that I took, and so yes, I absolutely, by pick 44, they should select a guard and shore up that offensive line, because we need to keep Geno mobile, so we don't want him to get hit and break his jaw or whatever.
So you believe that the Jets will be doing some extracurricular activity in terms of trade. Is that what you said, Pop?
That is what I said.
But I choose to believe that it is. I believe. I believe. I believe.
I believe.
I believe.
I believe too. Trader Darren Mucci is going to be active. I was just listening to a podcast last night. Who was Snowball was on it. Yeah, shout out to Snowball if he's in our audience. He was on the Danger Zone last night, and one of the other hosts. Sorry, I haven't interacted with you before, other host, but he says he doesn't think Darren Mucci is trading up in this draft, and I'm like, I don't know, man. There is a long history of long history. He's been on the job a year and change, but he has a track record of a lot of trades. I'd be surprised if he doesn't trade up and go get a guy at some point. Is it at 16? There's a lot of speculation, but like somewhere, a trade back into the first round, I could totally see that.
Absolutely. And for those that don't, you just can't handle the truth.
Nope. And a lot of people can out there, Pop. A lot of people can't.
You can't handle the truth.
What my mock draft did was lay out the plan for the Jets to return, to make their auspicious return to
Playoffs? Are you talking about the playoffs?
That is what I'm talking about. They need offense. And we're early. It's April. They went out there and they got some offensive weapons. They shore up the defense. They've got Geno Smith. He's not the long-term solution, but who knows? Who knows?
Okay.
Yo, hickory dickory dock.
That's for damn sure, Gramps. Appreciate that commentary here. So I'm curious. Let's get an update on the poll. So let me check out the poll right now. Again, you guys can continue to vote on that. Feel free here on the show. You try to get this up. Actually, can you see the poll on your YouTube side, Pop?
56 votes.
Okay.
We're 59% that we need, like the old Wendy's commercial said, for all those Gen Xers out there. Where's the beef?
I thought you guys would appreciate that out in the audience, so you're welcome. All right,
And 41%. Yeah, wait till later.
Yeah.
Wait till later.
Okay. Perfect. All right. There you go. Well, I want to, and I see Snowball is in here. So salute to Jets Worldwide. I saw him last night on the podcast with in the Danger Zone. Here's one I wanted to play. Here's a clip. At the end of the Jets official podcast, Eric Allen, Jets senior reporter, was on with one of my favorite draft insiders in the business, Daniel Jeremiah, moved the sticks. And he asked him for his, you'll hear the question as well, his Red Star player, which is the player, that's a term they use in the NFL for people you would pound the table for. You're sold on the character, you're sold on the player, and all these things, and said, who would that player be for the Jets? Who would Daniel Jeremiah urge the Jets to draft? And it's very much in this interior offensive line conversation. Let's roll the footage.
All right, you were a scout. It's time for your Red Star. I want you to stand on the table for somebody. I'm throwing you the virtual whiteboard right now and saying, Daniel's telling Darren Muji, we got to get this guy in the building.
Well, I'll say that I thought about this a lot of who my guy would be in this draft. I've got two, but I'm going to narrow it down. I'm going to take one here. I'm going to go Keelan Rutledge, the guard from Georgia Tech. And I know interior offensive lineman, not the sexiest thing in the world, but I love this dude's temperament. I love how he finishes. I love his effort. And when you look at where I have him rated and you look at where these picks are, pick 44 for the New York Jets is Keelan Rutledge out of Georgia Tech. Just write it in ink. It's going to be a home run pick, plug and play, add to, what could be the best young offensive line in the NFL.
Woo-wee. 44th overall. Put it in stone. Chisel it into the tablet. And that would make the Jets have one of the best young offensive lines in football. Again, my only thing is you better hope he's there, because in Peter Schrager's mock draft, based on intel he heard from teams, Keelan Rutledge went in the first round. So we will see what happens. Pop, it looks like you had an interesting reaction to DJ's Red Star player.
Yeah. So the only thing good about that gentleman is his last name.
Oh, Jeremiah. Oh, that's very nice. Not spelled the same, but yes, very nice.
Yes, spelling does not matter, as you well know.
In your
grades from grade school.
All right. So what's wrong with Rutledge? What beef?
Nothing's wrong. It's overpay at 44. Overpay. That's a round early.
Whoa,
a round early.
He's 57th on the consensus big board. That's 13 spots. That's still a second rounder.
He lands between 50 and 75 on the average big board.
Well, the consensus big board is 57, so it's a little.
And what round is
higher on that
75? Third round.
That is, but wait a second.
Not the Ernie Davis pick in the second round. Not the Jim Brown pick in the second round.
But again, on the consensus big board, which is
not the Jim Brown pick,
consensus big board, he is 57, so he is inside the top 60, which is still a second round draft choice.
Yeah, hard pass. We're already going to have Chase by that point. We'll need to waste a number 44.
Apparently not. Or maybe, are you? Maybe there's another way to put it. Is there a world where you're cool if they don't take an interior offensive lineman? They say, "Hey, we can figure it out later." There's a lot of teams in the NFL that find starting guards in the fourth round or later, and normal teams. The Jets back in 2009, here's a random call out for anyone who remembers the 2009 draft class. The Jets had 3 players. Talk about that kind of draft class. Only 3 players in that draft. I remember them off the top of my head. We had Mark Sanchez in the first round. We had Sean Green in the third round, and they had Matt Slauson in the 6th round. And Matt Slauson was a starting guard for the Jets for a long time. So you can find them in creative ways. What about that? What if the Jets say, you know what, offensive line's fine. I know Bosker and there's a few others that don't like the offensive line talk for the Jets. Like, we're good enough with what we got. We can address wide receiver, linebacker, corner, edge, a million other positions before that. Is there a world where they punt on offensive line early and you're okay with whatever they do if they do that?
Yeah, and this is where your scouting department comes into play, right? And I think there's a world out there where the Jets talents evaluators look at the young man from Kentucky and we look at taking him at pick 104 in the 4th round, Jalen Farmer. And they, maybe they know. I mean, the kid's 6'4", eating a few biscuits, over 300 pounds, and so maybe their talent tells them that, this is comparable. Right? We have a lot of holes to fill. We need to keep those top 4 on the weapons I spoke about on the defense. And we think Jalen Farmer brings enough to the yard that we can pick him at pick 104. I think that's absolutely possible.
And by the way, go ahead.
No, this is where, this is where your scouting department makes their money. This is where, and Muji found Bo Nix, right? Do I have that right?
Yeah, he was the 12th overall pick.
Yeah, and right, people are like, Bo Nix.
Oh, yeah, he got a lot of crap for that. I mean, he was the assistant GM at the time, but a very key figure in that draft room. They got a lot of crap for taking Bo Nix. He was the sixth of 6 first-round quarterbacks. 5 others went ahead.
Figure this out, right?
Okay.
If Bo Nix wasn't made out of glass, they go to the Super Bowl last year.
Oh, for sure. Definitely.
They go to the Super Bowl last year, right?
Yeah.
The Patriots would not have been.
And it was a stupid play, too, as the end of the game. Bo Nix was just wasting time to roll to the left as they were at the end of beating the Buffalo Bills. And on that no-nothing play that they were doing 0 with, that's the play he randomly gets hurt, which is terrible. But no, I'm glad that you brought this last piece up. I just want to make sure we mention this. There appears to be 4 guards that are highly considered. Let's call them top 50. And to your point, I'll expand it out to top 60 picks. And then there's a massive gap. Your boy, Jalen Farmer, you said?
Yep, that's right.
Jalen Farmer is outside the top 100 consensus big board. So that's firmly 3rd round territory that we're talking, or 4th round, excuse me. Well, I guess it depends exactly where you're going to be at. But yeah, that's the late 3rd, early 4th round territory that we're talking about out in those waters. So there seems to be a discernible gap between the top 4 players in this class of no particular order, but Vega, Basantis, Pregnon, and Rutledge versus the next wave of guys like Farmer and beyond that comes out after that. And some of the other interior offensive linemen you guys are talking about in the chat, those are centers. I'm talking specifically at the guard position. So again, there is a line in the sand that the Jets have to know, to your point. Are they comfortable with Farmers and beyond, or do they need to walk away with one of the top 4 in the top 44, which I would assume would have to happen. So to me, that's sort of interesting there. So, okay. So Daniel Jeremiah, go kick rocks, buddy. No interest in Keelan Rutledge. Good. Noted. Duly noted. All right, Pop. But again, just to reiterate one more time, you said there is a world where they don't take one in the top 44, and you're still comfortable with the draft. You're not going to just be berating it, saying, how did you not take one of those guys with the first 44 picks?
Yeah, at some point, right. Again, and I've said it before, even the esteemed boy Green, right, does not have all of the resources available to him that the Jets scouting team does, the film, the analytics. I mean, their entire job is the scouting team is to evaluate these players, spending days evaluating each player. And so their board, their calculations, their beep, boop, boop, the scanning of the.
Yeah, that's the sounds I remember hearing. Yeah.
And all that. They know. So I'm comfortable with their decisions. Unlike last year, where there was 2 glaring holes that I was not comfortable with. Not taking a defensive tackle or a wide receiver 2 in last year's draft was befuddling.
Quite. That's a good word. Good word usage there. It was appalling. It was jarring. Gross. It was. Yeah, sure. Putrid. Grotesque. Any of these words would certainly fit the bill. Certainly. But wanted to make sure we got some of that conversation in. Pop, we do have a couple hundred people in the room. We're only 5 days away from the 2026 NFL draft. And the draft is a super exciting time, and for good reason. Everyone loves hearing the chimes. I'm going to hear the chimes every 5 seconds at the draft. We have a raffle going on for new people to the channel and old people to the channel alike. We have a raffle for the rest of April here. It's already the April the 18th. There's only 30 days in April for those that are counting at home, which means we're running out of time for a raffle. If you want to be a part of this raffle with these 3 prizes on your screen, and I'll explain them for our audio-only listeners on the show, to be eligible for any of our raffles, and we do them every single month, you just have to spend $3 on the channel. How do you do that? You can do it via YouTube. Just hit the money sign and 3 options pop up. If you're by the comments, you'll see a little money emoji. Click that. It'll say super sticker, super chat, or gift channel memberships. You could give channel memberships to your neighbor. We saw that earlier from Tank for Ty. That's out there as an option. Every membership you gift gives you a raffle ticket to our contest. If you want to do it in just monetarily, super chat, you can super chat $50, $5, $2, any amount that you'd like. But every $3 you spend gets you a raffle ticket to the contest. And also, as a few people took advantage of this week, there's also PayPal and Venmo at BoyGreen25, BOY Green the color 25. And between me and you, YouTube can't take a cut out of that one. So I appreciate it, but I understand it takes people extra steps to do that one. So some people aren't comfortable doing that, but a few people did PayPal this week or Venmo this week. So that is much appreciated if you guys want to do that as well. And just make sure, if you guys do decide to PayPal or Venmo, which again, YouTube takes 30% of everything you guys send here on YouTube, but I'm cool because like it's fun on the show and gets to highlight it. So anyway, anyone chooses to gift is fine by me. But if you guys do ever choose to PayPal or Venmo, at BoyGreen25, BOYGREEN25, please make sure in the little message box that you can send, say who you are, because your real name may be Johnny Jones, but you say, hey, I go by T-Town Jet on the show, or whatever the case may be. So make sure you're descriptive on that and say this is for the raffle so we can keep everything in order. I want to make sure you guys get your raffle tickets as they are appropriate. And you can either get raffle tickets for yourself or your neighbor. A lot of people have gifted raffle tickets to others in the chat, which is super cool. So the 3 items up for grabs is the brand new 2026 New York Jets draft hat. I've seen it. I have not put it on my dome yet. I'll be doing that when I drive up on Wednesday. I got a hotel room early to make sure I get in there in Pittsburgh, so there's no hoopla or trouble or travels. But whoever wins this, which we'll announce on May 1st, I have not bought that Jets draft hat yet, so you guys will pick the style and size and everything else you prefer for whoever wins it. You get the 50-pack of New York Jets trading card that includes current players and Jets legends, and the Sauce Gardner jersey, which I'm going to be using myself. I have a Sauce Gardner jersey here as an anti-Colt watching device, and hopefully that's some sort of juju on the Colts this year, because the worse they do, the better our pick is next year. So folks, if you want a chance to win all of these prizes, just spend $3 on the channel. The draft hat alone is like $50 for God's sakes with shipping. So you are getting your bang for your buck, and if you just submit one raffle ticket, you have a chance to win the contest. I highly recommend everyone out there pulls $3 out of the couch cushion and put yourself out there. Now go ahead, Pop.
Yeah, real important people. I don't know. It's New Era. I believe that cap is New Era. Is that right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, that's the current brand. Yes, it is. Branding with the NFL. They're officially partnered.
Yeah. So for those that hopefully win the raffle, or those that want to go buy your own draft hat, I would tell you that the sizing this year is significantly different than it has been in years past. I have always bought the Flex Fit hat, large, extra large, and it's been comfortable. And I did buy mine this year, and it is significantly larger.
Oh,
And,
I see. Yeah.
So you got to be. So if you're a large, extra large guy, you may want to take a downshift.
Yeah,
I went out and bought a smaller one, and it fits like the old large, extra large. Just so you know. So they are large. I would not, unless you have a huge melon, I would definitely not go. It's different. I don't know if New Era is different than the last year. I don't remember who had the draft.
It's been New Era for a while.
Yeah, the sizing's significantly different, just for everyone to know. That's my
I appreciate that, because
public service announcement.
Yeah, as a hat aficionado, one of the things I hate with hats is if it's too big. It's like flopping around. You look like a kid, and you look like Dumbo ears. Like I hate that on those hats. So yeah, normally, and my pop always makes fun. Here's a behind the scenes makes fun of me thing. He thinks I'm like squeezing my head like a melon every time I tell him the hat size every year for that. He's like, oh, geez. But now this year, I didn't hear an apology in there when you were going through your diatribe of like, wow, look at Boy Green had the hat just right. My porridge temperature was the proper temperature. So,
so I will freely admit that for 1 year out of 30, you were right about the draft hat size. Congratulations.
Okay,
1 year out of 30. Okay. So the other years, we would buy hats, and like it pains you. You had to get a shoehorn to get that thing on your. You're like, and you take it off, and you're like, you're a little vertigo because you're a keel over because you had no blood flow to the brain. So yes, this year perhaps you were correct.
Okay, so production team, we're gonna do that again. All right, Pop, we're gonna bring it back up on the full screen, but this time you don't need to add all that extra jargon yet. And all you have to do is just simply say, "Boy Green, you were right. You're the greatest of the universe." And action.
Boy Green was right for the first time ever about his hat size.
Cut. No, that's not what we're talking about. Just that Boy Green was right. Boy Green was right. Can you just say that for once in your friggin' life?
I just did. Boy Green was right.
Boy Green was right. You heard
Stop. Look and watch. Ready yet? Get set. It's all that.
Everyone would like you to stop dancing, by the way. That
Oh, yeah. I just created a new vibe. Yep. Kids are all jumping on top. So, okay. I heard it. Boy Green was right. That's all I heard. That's phenomenal. So, thank you. Excellent. Let's see. Oh, yeah. People are asking. So, here's the whole thing. And then we'll get to the phone lines and everything else you guys want in the audience. So, we're going to be in the pit, which is right by the draft stage, which is super cool. But because you're going to be on TV, there is a lot of rules. I can't, for people asking, oh, are you going to like Boy Green it up? And I can't miss it. No Boy Green stuff allowed. It's not a Boy Green thing. It's a no third. There's all these rules. You can't wear third party stuff. So you can't like represent brands or anything like that. It all has to be exclusively New York Jets, and it can only be New York Jets. You can't get some, I don't know why someone would want to do this. Some other fans sneak in there and do something silly. So yeah, there's all kinds of rules. I have selected, I'm going to be wearing something different on Thursday to something on Friday. We'll be in the pit for both days. I have selected the uniform of choice, and my pop will be proud. So if he tunes into the TV, the Jets make a pick, and he looks out there, he's gonna be like, "That's my boy." Now, "That's my boy" is going to come out, but the tone in which he delivers "That's my boy" could depend on how he feels about it. So we'll see. Yeah,
and official Jets merchandise, right? Like you have an amazing shirt on today, but you couldn't wear that shirt.
I wonder. Yeah, I don't know. Like, is it? I've heard on Survivor, like they really look through your wardrobe. Would they like with a fine tooth comb go, "Oh wait, that's just just wait, just a minute. That's Paul Hudson Jr." Yeah, probably not. So yes, right. I have picked it all out. It is official Jets gear, so I should be good in the hood for that. Which
you should wear your Vernon Golston jersey.
I would, because it would stand out. People would be like 56. Well, the problem is people would be like, "Oh, is that a Quincy Williams jersey?" I'm like, "Nah, man, it's not. It's Vernon Golston," which, by the way, I wear proudly. Shout out to Vernon. Who would have thought? Me and him are tied in NFL history in sacks. So that's something I can respect.
You're almost tied with Sauce Gardner in picks.
I don't need to defend him anymore. So go ahead. You can beat the crap out of him. I don't care anymore. We're not connected. I don't have to make up defending him, anything of that nature. So you guys will really appreciate it. You'll see. You'll probably see me well before that. By the way, I saw a super chat coming in here. I want to make sure we don't miss it. Shout out to Chef Kevin Gilbert at Fastest Food Reviews. Make sure you guys subscribe. Wow. Oh boy, Pop, there was some drama on the show yesterday, and I got some texts about it, and oh boy. So Fastest Food Reviews, $2 Super Chat says, "Good morning, Boy Green, Pops, and Coffee Club. I'm a Badshaw truther. Let's go Jets," and appreciate you, Chef. Thank you. So Badshaw, have you ever seen Badshaw angry, Pop?
No.
Me either. He just seems like a happy-go-lucky. I've never really seen him that upset, like legitimately upset. And well, thank you, Chef. You have 18 raffle tickets. I'll update the leaderboard here shortly. So Badshaw calls in. I think it's just yesterday, and I just think it's with me and Bob Letter. And I just think it's a normal Badshaw call. Like, look at this Badshaw fella. He's just coming on. And he says he has a beef with Nick Faria, our beat reporter, who's your favorite guy. So maybe you're going to take some personal offense to this. But he called in and said he rewatched his appearance on the show. Because sometimes when you're calling in, you can't really get the full scope of what the hell's going on. So he called into the show, had a bit, left when Nick Faria joins us, which is every Thursday. Then he called back in yesterday and said, "I watched my bit when I was on the show." And he didn't like Nick Faria's body language, eye rolls, everything else apparently he was doing, which was sort of dismissing whatever Badshaw's take was on the show. And Badshaw's like, hey, if we're going to go into bad take territory, Nick Faria, here's all these things. Ba-boom, 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 ba-boom. Like basically show some respect. And if Nick Faria apparently steps foot in the state of Arkansas, oh boy, that could lead to some problems. So I assume that you're siding here with Badshaw over the Nick Faria beef.
Yeah, just for Badshaw, I'd just like to do a shout out that
Sure.
We can take my car.
Heyo. So there you go.
A little bit of the town. A little bit of the town. Boy, if you don't know that clip,
yeah.
Whose car are we taking? We could take my car.
Although, so this created other beef. So C called into the show, and he was a Faria defender. He said, I didn't see any of that stuff. So we got some people picking sides. I got Nick Faria texting me saying, what the hell is this Badshot thing about? Because apparently people were lighting up on a different show he was on, going, hey, what the? And he's like, what's going on? So, oh boy, it turned into a whole thing.
Yeah.
So Chef Kevin Gilbert, appreciate that.
It's probably good for Faria because, there's no press is bad press, and he needs all the press he can because he's a pretty sad.
Jeez, so Lou. Well, good Lord. All right.
I got you, Badshaw. I got you.
Yeah, there you go. So, Badshaw. All right, Pop, is there anything, and I'm sure there always is, it's always a dangerous question to ask whether camera and mics are on or not. Do you have anything you want to get off your chest that you've been waiting for a week to get to? Because I imagine, unless you call in anywhere over the next couple of days, this will be the last time we hear from you before the draft.
Probably. Well, who knows? Who knows? I may need a special line, but yeah, and we got to figure it out because I probably will not. We'll have to figure it out. There was a possibility I will not be on the show next Saturday. On sometime in the next week, I'll be going to South Carolina, and I will definitely be there Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday time frame in South Carolina.
All right.
Visiting or going to see Brody.
Yeah.
Going to the Boy Green Elf workshop where all the merch is made, things of that nature. So we'll have to figure it out.
Okay.
But no, nothing additional except, again, thank you, everybody. Take that like button to Pound Town.
Folks, that's a free way to contribute to the show. You probably hear, no matter what show you watch, you're, like and subscribe. And you're like, okay, well, what an idiot. What does that even mean? It legitimately, organically gets this Jet show in front of other fans. The more you guys like the video, the YouTube overlords, I don't know how the hell the operation works up there. They're like, whoa, this Jets video is getting a lot of likes. We should probably put this in front of other Jet fans who've never seen this before as recommended content. And then all of a sudden, that's how new Jet fans discover it. That's how subscribers grow. More bills on the table and all this other stuff, or pays for more bills and all that kind of jazz. So people, if you could do that, make sure you do that. We have a couple hundred people in the room, including over 100 of those, couple hundred, watching right now on YouTube. So we'd really appreciate it out there in the audience. If you guys can, please hit that like button, because again, when there's 46 likes and over 100 people in the room, it just makes me feel a little strange, a little bizarre, if you will. So please make me feel more comfortable. Hit that like button, baby, here on the show. All right, Pop, are you ready for the fans?
Absolutely.
All right, here we go. Let's get a quick jam out session. We'll be back after this short break.
1, 2, 3.
J-E-T-S
Oh man, that song fires me up every single time. Hey everybody, I'm Paul Eston Jr., aka Boy Green. Welcome to Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show, also available wherever you get your podcast. And that man is Hop on Pop. He is H-O-P, Hop on Pop. You understand all the wording that goes together, a little Dr. Seuss action happening here on the program. That's my father. He joins me on the show every single weekend, and we talk all things New York Jets and well beyond sometimes. The pinned comment on youtube.com/boygreen25 is how you can call into the show. Get your participation trophy, which normally me and my father are not fans of, but you know what? Get involved, okay? Volunteer as tribute to the show and share your opinions if you must. And here we go. We'll dive into the deep end of the pool. Grab the scuba gear, Pop, because we have Johnny Boy. I think he's at the drive-thru. Nice. What are you ordering, Johnny Boy?
No, I'm at the I'm at my kids. She has a tournament today.
Tournament for what?
For soccer.
Oh yeah. Oh, Riley, right?
Yeah. And
Okay, nice.
Some guy was like, "Hey, are you trying to get out?" I'm like, "No." Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, nice. Yeah. You should have told her. Yeah. Blow off, buddy. Yeah, go kick rocks.
Look at Johnny. He's got business in the front, party in the back there with the hair.
You see the lettuce going on? Look at that flow. That's nice. I'm about to get a haircut before this to make sure I'm all trimmed up and proper. But Johnny already looks ready for the draft. I'm going to see him in a few days.
I'm rocking a mullet, man. That's what I got going on. So
nice. Yeah.
Hey,
respect.
Massive.
Hop on Pop. I gotta ask, all right, as somebody that's known BG his entire life, and I'm going to be essentially his roommate for a couple of days. Can you please prep me up for anything that I should be anticipating?
Boy.
Does he like his pillow fluffed? Does he like his bed done a certain way? 2 mints on the bed. What am I looking into?
So I am not going to say the first 55 things that come to my head at this time. Imamji gave me some coaching before the show. And so I will not. I will tell you a unique Boy Green fact. He sleeps. He goes to sleep quickly and like a vampire. I mean, and it is, he will lay there on his back, literally with his arms crossed, like he's ready, like he's just been tombstone pile driven, and his arms crossed by the Undertaker, and he goes to sleep and it doesn't matter what's going on, he is out.
Yeah, so heavy sleeper. Yeah, it's which my fiance hates because if the kids are running all over the place, I've got no idea what the hell's going on. I've already gone into my hibernation chamber. Yes, that is true.
So
holy water, and he'll sleep all the
bullets,
time. I'm not asleep. He'll watch TV, and I'm not sleeping. He's got that old man thing.
Well, here's the thing: we won't have to worry about that because me, Johnny Boy, for the draft are going to be standing up, and all the crazy is going to go on. It's going to be impossible to sleep, so no issues there.
Okay. Hey, we might have a Boy Green or maybe a Just for a Wide pop-up show at 1 o'clock in the morning, randomly out of nowhere.
Probably, yeah.
But
that may not be the right phrase you want to use.
That's the best one to use, man.
Hey now.
Hey.
Whoa.
But Pop, I knew you guys were about to get on, so I wanted to come on. Hey, I've been praying for you and for Brody and for you and the fam, man. I really look forward to the constant update that you've been putting up on the IG. So I appreciate that a lot, man. And to everybody that's been there and is constantly praying for, the Esden family and everything. It is awesome. Brody is a good dude. If it was up to him, he would literally have everybody be a New Orleans Saint.
That is true.
So,
yeah,
which is very cool. Accurate. So prayers up to you and to the fam. And I'm glad that he's, on the up and up a little bit. I mean, I know a long road, but it was really great to hear that. And then the last thing, I can't wait for the draft. I'm completely excited. I really hope that they pick a kicker because we need one. We still don't have one. So that's my question to you, Pop. What kicker should the Jets draft? And at what point should they draft them?
Good question.
Yeah, none.
That's sad. Okay, well, let's go Jets. I need to go hop on here before she starts to start the games in a sec. There's an all-day thing today, man, but
All right.
can't wait. And Jordan Tyson had a workout yesterday. Boy Green, what's your thoughts? He's starting to shoot up, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the medical's cleared. Everything is being said it's okay. I don't know, man. That's kind of that's an intriguing conversation to have, and I'm gonna leave you both on that one. Do they take a swing at Jordan Tyson if he's there at 16? I don't know, but let's go Jets. I'm hyped. I hope Riley scores and wins the damn tournament.
Let's go. Johnny boy, there he is. And shout out to the awesome Riley. Yeah. Riley, I hope you kick butt at your tournament. It was awesome meeting you and your dad. That was 2 years ago, almost 3 years ago now. It will be here very shortly. So that's crazy. So shout out to Riley. He got a great dad. So that's awesome. And that'll be wonderful. That's a good topic of conversation, Pop. Let's unpack that one. Jordan Tyson is the Arizona State wide receiver. And, well, essentially, just to bag it all together here, he's to use the word twice in a matter of sentences, he's a bag of injuries. He's hurt both of his hamstrings. He had a very nasty knee injury where he blew out almost every CL that exists, ACL, MCL, PCL, in his knee a couple years ago. He didn't participate at the combine. He didn't participate at the pro day, and there was all these injury rumors. And so on Friday, yesterday, he did a special workout for teams. It wasn't a full pro day workout. He only did select stuff, which could raise eyebrows in its own right that he still wouldn't do a full workout before. But nonetheless, he did a workout. By all accounts, a lot of teams were really impressed with what they saw, and they believe that he is now going to return. I don't know if yesterday did this. This may just be hubbub of media, right? We don't know. Like, what's the real stock? We say all the time, we're talking throughout this offseason, and a player in January is here, and then in March they're here. Is that really what happens? Or the teams always had him at some point? So maybe it's just a media-driven narrative. However, there was some buzz that Jordan Tyson could be slipping and sliding in the draft. And now with this workout, a lot of people say, okay, he sort of cemented himself in the top half of the first round, one of those first 16 picks. Where are you at on Jordan Tyson?
Hard pass.
Hard pass.
Hard pass. Yeah, okay. If he was available at 44, maybe I would take him.
Oof. Oh, wow. Okay, well, that's,
Yeah, because this is why.
Okay.
Because the Jets need money in the bank when they draft that wide receiver too. This is like putting your investments, instead of putting it in the U.S. Treasury or in a solid stock portfolio, this is like buying Bitcoin. Maybe this is like buying GameStop stock a few years ago.
Yeah.
Maybe it's going to be phenomenal. Maybe it's not. And so they need to get the value out of here. And he has a tremendous upside. But, is he going to be able to, is he going to be around? So I go back to my mock draft and I finagle, I move, I groove. And, I think I don't swim in these waters. I get Makai Lemon. I make that happen.
Yeah, by the way, sensitive subject. My GameStop just closed actually here in Oswego. That has been around forever. That I used to go get the Madden video game. I'd wait there at their midnight release and go get it. And unfortunately, it closed down. So now I pass it when I go to the grocery store. I just see an empty building. So I apparently stocked down if we're paying attention to that sort of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we got to really look. The Jets need some offensive power.
Okay.
And I mean, because last year they were like a guy named Myron on prom night. Can't score.
Thank you for that one.
I know.
Okay. Here's
and by the way, anybody in the audience named Myron, I apologize.
Yeah, I don't know if we do, but some maybe that could be possible in the audience. But I appreciate that apology here. First off, I'll just read something from an insider from yesterday who was at the Jordan Tyson workout. Shout out to Pete Thamel, former Syracuse guy. He's a college football insider. He said, "Quote: from his observations of Jordan Tyson. He showed the twitch, explosiveness, and leaping ability we all saw in the fall. He showed he's healthy and still explosive, which is all he needed to do, end quote. The contingents from Miami, the Giants, their GMs were all there. Giants pick at 5, Miami at 11. And here's some details. Shout out to Dane Brugler and the Beast, one of the most comprehensive draft guides on the planet. Jordan Tyson is 21. He will be 22 before the start of his rookie season. He is just, again, there's been a lot of those injury concerns. This was the Dane Brugler write-up. Tyson's injury history is concerning, but on the field, he's a sleek, twitched-up athlete who could create his own separation and win outside his frame at the catch point. He projects as an NFL starter, whether he's in the inside or the outside, with a skill set that's reminiscent of Stephon Diggs. He's 6'2", 200 pounds. Those are just sort of the raw measurables on him. And again, the other concerning thing is that he just has this lack of being healthy in college. And he started his career at Colorado, only played 9 games. Arizona State only played in 3 games in 2023. 2024 was his best year, 75 catches, 1,100 yards, 10 touchdowns. And then last year only appeared in 9 games. So 3 of his 4 seasons, there's just a lot of this missed time. With left knee injury, hamstring injury, collarbone injury. He broke his collarbone, and then the other hamstring got injured. So that's just, I don't know if I would take the risk, to be honest. I know he looked really good yesterday, but what's a workout in your underwear in April versus what? Like, I'm sure it's. Don't get me wrong. Not seeing him at the pro day, not seeing at his workout, seeing yesterday was important to just see him do any activity whatsoever, as opposed to just drafting him blind. So that helps from that standpoint. But I don't know if that quells all my concerns. Oh, thank God, he's up, stamp of approval. I think it's more gray than that. I don't think it's black or white.
Yeah, I think they said that he showed he was healthy yesterday. I disagree.
Okay.
So he had an opportunity to go to the combine.
Yep.
And run the same script as all the other wide receivers and prove himself. I don't know all the wide receivers are at the combine, but he could have at least, there's a stack and rack comparison, right?
Sure.
And then even the pro day, right? Which is normally designed that, you've got your quarterback,
of course,
that you've been dealing with for years.
And you've practiced whatever you guys are going to do at that pro day 1,000 times.
Even that. So he did like a pro day light.
Yeah, not even the full pro day workout routine. He ran through drills. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's like a diet ice cream. This tastes like shit. So, right. So we don't know. And why would you not go to the combine? Especially because he's, in my opinion, going to the combine would have eliminated a lot of doubts. And then following up with a pro day. Well,
yeah, he claims he was too hurt to do either of those things.
That's not, yeah.
I agree what you're about to say. I'm just saying that's what he said, or its representation, rather.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you for the honesty.
So the earliest you'd be willing to take him is 44.
Yes. Okay. And I may not be even willing to take him there.
There are some things in life, right? Like Meatloaf, I would do anything for love, but I won't do that. Some people will draw a line in the sand and say, I would do it here. And your here is unrealistic, right? So I'd be jaw dropped if Jordan Tyson's on the board at 44. But you may know that, and you may be comfortable with that, and that means you're just not going to take him, right? In a fantasy draft, I'm not willing to take Saquon Barkley to the 3rd round. Well, he's not going to be in the 3rd round, so that means you're not going to draft him. So sometimes people sort of make that line and say, I'm not willing to do this. And cool, because that means I'm not going to take him, right? It's the I don't want to call it ridiculous, but I don't think he's going to be there at 44. But your line in the sand basically means you just don't want him.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. He's not what I want 4 or 5 lock, stock, barrel guys from 44 up. And notice I said 4 or 5 guys because we'll be doing stuff. But and he's not that. And especially after the debacle that's been the offense of the past few years, there's zero chance. Take that ridiculous sticker off the front of your hat, by the way. Anyways, there's zero chance.
This is an official hat. I normally so here's a quick story that no one asked for. Like back in the day, I thought it was cool to like have the flat brim hats. I am way past that. I look like an idiot. This is the closest it gets. So this is still curved. I like them even more, but this is a special kind of hat. So I don't want to mess with it. It's autographed and it's a certificate of authenticity from the NFL and everything else. But I used to, Johnny Boy still does it. Good for him that he could still pull it off. Some people can. But I don't do the flat brims anymore. I look like an idiot. And I used to keep all the official stickers that are all over this hat. You can see the underneath too. But this one's a special hat. So I've kept everything as it was that I received it from the NFL auction house. So I've left it as is. But no, I don't do any of that anymore. That's, that was a phase where I thought, shut up, Dad. I'm cool. This is what the cool kids are doing. I don't know.
And then I'd be like, you realize you're walking around with my name.
That's also true.
In your flat brim hat.
Your
other stickers.
Your other son, Nick. Okay, you think this is bad. Oh, look at all these stickers. What an idiot. Look at all that. Your son, Nick, my brother, who the Boy Green Coffee Club has not had a chance to meet yet. Maybe one day we could connect the dots and make that happen. He used to keep, and I wish I had a example tag to show, but the tag with the rope and then the big block thing that comes with it has information on it. He kept those stupid things on his hat and shirts and pants and said that showed that he gets his stuff fresh and new. And that's his popular style. And I said, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. And then he probably beat me with a chair.
I was just going to say, he knows like what your address is. So I would tread lightly here as your.
No, I'm just calling it straight here. I'm just calling it straight here that he used to do.
All of a sudden you hear this. Oh, who's that at the door? Hey, Nick.
If he wants a business, Chuck and Norris are waiting right here for
him.
Oh,
my God. We need to clip this up and send it to him. And there'll be that knock on your door. Okay. But anyways, actually, I was just telling this to your Imamji, your wonderful, lovely mother.
Sure.
As I got my right-sized hat, now that new era, next era.
Oh, did you get it? So you were able to get the new one in that quickly?
I've already got that. Yeah, I got
good.
Both.
Good for you. Before the draft. Awesome. Okay, go ahead with your
story. And so the ones you need to take off is that ridiculous circular one on the front, on the middle. Take that goofy one off. And then the price tag one underneath. Why in the world are you keeping the price tag one on?
It actually, let me see, does it say it on here? That's not a price tag, it's just a barcode. It doesn't even have the
What is a barcode, by the way? What is a barcode used for?
Scanning. But no, the
scanning so you can tell what?
The price.
Oh, so it's a price tag.
I mean, I would, if it had the price on it, it would make me want to keep it more because this hat is ridiculously expensive normally. Like I've told this
the cheapo that you wouldn't pay for, and then you get at some auction for like $3 in a handshake. Is that
with an autograph from Pro Football Hall of Famer Kevin Mawai, by the way, one of the greatest of all time. So that is a great story. I got it for cheaper than it was with an autograph. That's pretty good.
What position did he play?
Center?
No, just kidding. I knew.
That didn't sound like you knew. Anywho,
by the way, I think it's important to note that today we're having a nice breakfast of eggs, potatoes, fried potatoes, bacon, sausage, English muffins,
nice. Great. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Mimosas, brewskis, whatever is on the menu.
That really doesn't do anything for me. Yeah, you guys can drink whatever you want.
The crisp potatoes. I will send you a picture later.
I don't need one. Later. Thanks. That's quite vivid.
Get your mom a smiling picture of your mom holding up the potatoes.
No, thank you. Let's get back to the phone lines. All right. Badshaw's here. Badshaw. Oh, Jesus. Wow. That was the most Alice in Wonderland what the fuck I've ever seen. It looked pitch black, and all of a sudden your smile came up like that. Fucking
it's like a Cheshire cat.
Yeah.
I think this is a picture of Badshaw after we took my car.
Oh, are you in Arkansas right now with are you outside Ferrier's room with a pipe?
Yeah, I'm waiting for him to come out.
Wake up, motherfucker.
I'm like, his house isn't handicap accessible, so it took me a while to get up the steps, but I'm waiting for him. It took me about 3 hours to get up those steps, but I'm here and I'm waiting. So
Badshaw, some of the reason for his anger, besides Nick Ferrier, is beyond irritating and a jackal. The other thing is Badshaw is I think his lovely wife is like out of town for a few weeks. So
Laura, yeah.
Guys, she landed in Ireland. her homeland. She's never been. And she landed in Ireland this morning. And I always think, have y'all ever seen the movie Gangs of New York?
No.
Oh, have
It's
you
got
seen
Daniel
it?
Day-Lewis in it.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Well, I don't know why this makes me think of her like going into Ireland, but in Gangs of New York, you know, all the Americans, they go down to the docks and they throw rocks at the Irish. And I just, for some reason, I picture my wife coming in on a plane and people throwing rocks at her. So I had to quote Gangs of New York when she called me this morning after I knew she had landed and was safe. But
Does she appreciate that?
Oh yeah, she knows. I told her before she left, you know, she was like, if something happens to me, you know, this is here. The trash runs on Tuesday, blah blah blah. And I'm like, you're gonna be okay. And I said, I just want you to know, the dishes are sitting in the sink waiting for you when you get back. She said, I really appreciate that, babe. That's gonna keep me going this next week. So anyway,
there you go. By the way, Pop, look, stickers removed, huh? You happy? Look, they're all
Yeah.
gone. All the stickers are gone. See, blessed be he.
What about the barcode?
Barcode's gone. No barcode. All
Okay.
gone.
Okay.
No barcode.
Well, Pop, I wanted to say thanks for having my back, which I'm sure Nick Faria didn't give two shits of what I said. I'm sure he slept like a baby last night. He doesn't care what I have to say.
Actually,
Betcha,
you know, this is probably, I got a text from Nick Faria last night. So believe it or not. So I hinted at this a little bit earlier, but I'll give more details. So Nick Faria, he must have joined Jake Asman, I guess. I don't know what, I assume that's the show he was on. And he said,
I can tell you the whole story.
Oh, please. Yeah. You tell me.
Well, I mean, tell me what he said. You go ahead and tell me what he said.
Yeah. So he said that, like, so he was on the Jake Asman show, I guess, and he said people were lighting up with comments about something involving you. And he said, I had no idea what the hell was going on. He didn't tell me what happened, so you're going to fill in that gap here in a second. And then he texted me and said, whoa, I've got beef with Batshaw. And then I explained the whole story to him, and we had a back and forth about it. So, no, you fill the missing gap here. What happened yesterday after the show?
Okay, I know. Pop, are you ready for this? I know you're looking at the bacon. Okay, he's back. We got him back. So I get a text from Indy yesterday around 3:00, and he's like, "Hey, dude, Carl's fucking talking shit on Jake Asman's show," and I'm like, "Oh shit! Well, I'm still at work. And like when I'm at work, they're like, you fucking work, like you work, buddy."
Stupid
and so
work.
I'm trying to like listen. I'm like trying to listen to Jake's show, and when I get on, it's already over. Like he's already on to some other caller. So I rewind back.
Yeah.
So Carl calls in, and they're like, "Carl, it's been a long time, blah, blah, blah," you know, because Carl has openly talked shit about Jake's show.
Oh, definitely.
On your channel.
He has, yeah.
And so, and if y'all, and honestly, guys, like after I tell you this, if you don't believe me, go watch just where he gets on that show. And I'm not getting off too far on this. So he gets on, and they're like, "Long time no see, Carl," and he's like, "Oh yeah, you know, I've just been doing this and that," and they're like, he's like, "Nick, I just wanted to call and tell you that I went to bat for you today." And Nick's like, he's like, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm probably going to get ripped a new one on the BG's channel for this," but he's like, he was just ripping you a new one and blah, 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 and this and that. And Nick's just sitting there, you know, like a chipmunk, like he usually, like, and I look like a little chipmunk too. And I'm like, he's just sitting there looking at him like, what the fuck is going on? And he's like, "Do you know Bradshaw?" And he goes, because he kept calling me Bradshaw.
Yeah.
And Nick goes, Are you talking about Badshaw?" And Carl goes, "Yeah, or whatever his name is." Because, you know, Carl doesn't even know what my fucking name is, apparently.
Come on, man.
And he's like, he was bashing you. Well, the whole time I'm sitting here thinking, this guy is on Jake's show, which he openly talks shit about all the time. Like, he always talks shit. And Yo Holmes puts a super chat or a chat and goes, Jake, just so you know, Carl has been talking shit about your show on BG's show to everybody.
And did it come through?
Jake, because, I'm sitting there thinking that, and then Jake reads that super chat, and then Jake just turns the gun at him and is he's like, so what? Like, you've been talking shit about the show, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, no. That's not what I did. That's not what I did, Jake. I didn't talk shit on the show. And he's like, well, it kind of sounds like you did. And apparently, you know how he was talking about the Asmaniac Madness?
Oh yeah, he doesn't like that, right? Yeah.
Well, apparently Carl was put up to be in the bracket, and I guess he lost. And so I don't know what the whole deal was with it all, but it ended up being I don't know if he was just mad that he lost his round or whatever. And so that's why he was talking shit about Jake's show or what. So they basically never get to really, which I mean, his whole thing was just to call and tell on me, which it's not like I thought that nobody was going to say anything to Nick Ferry. I mean, dear God. And I mean, I knew you were going to say something because obviously he's on the show, so you're going to tell him
to be honest, I was only going to say something if he reached out to me or the next time he's on the show and then you called in. I imagine, you didn't again, it's not like you told me this in confidence. You said it on the show. So it's very public. Anyone could watch the show. So I didn't think you were hiding it. You were being very honest. Hey, here's how I feel about it, which I respect you being able and willing to share it on the show. So if it got back to Nick, I'm sure you weren't offended, since that was the word of the day earlier this week. I'm sure you weren't offended if that came about. So no, I wasn't going to tell him unless it all came up, and it did. I'm like, all right, well, let's go, jabroni.
Well, and I mean, if I'm going to get on here and run my mouth, I'm going to have to answer to somebody, But anyway, he never really did get to. I don't know if he had a take for whatever the topic was, or I don't know. He never really got to talk about that. But Nick was just basically thanks, or he said,
oh, so ignored it. Oh, okay.
Well, Nick was just I appreciate it, but you didn't have to do that, and that was basically it. I don't know if he thought Nick was gonna pick him up and carry him off into the sunset, the route, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a movie where that happens, but anyway. Yeah. So basically that was basically what went down, and then I think Jake was oh yeah, Nick isn't that kind of guy, whatnot, which I do want to say, and then I'll drop it unless Nick wants to bring it up or whatever. The thing with Nick, and I was kind of rambling and I didn't do a good job yesterday of what I was trying to really say.
Okay.
And if y'all ever know, just FYI, I've never been mad on this show. Even yesterday,
that was told that to my pop. Yeah.
Well, even yesterday, that was more of just a rant. I felt but I did say it pissed me off, which it really didn't, because Nick, at the end of the day, I mean, Nick, isn't he married? He has a kid. I'm married, have a kid. I don't want anything, I don't wish anything bad on him. I just think Nick's deal with me is personally, he's never talked down. He's never really talked down at me and been shut the fuck up, you idiot. His gestures indicate that he does not want to be here. With a lot of, it just seems I don't want to be. It's a Marshawn Lynch thing. It's I don't want to be here. I don't want to be having this conversation with you. And I'm damn it, I just called on to BG's show and you happen to be on today. Cause somebody in the chat said, well, I'm driving to work and blah, blah, blah. A lot of times it looks like I'm looking at y'all on the phone, but a lot of times I hold the phone up to my face. Right. And it looks like I'm looking at the screen, but I don't really see what's going on.
Of course not. Right.
I'm looking at the road.
And so, please make that continue to be be the case. I don't want you to die. So,
Well, and I'm just so a lot of times I don't see stuff
of course,
when I'm watching, when I'm actually on the show. So I just want to put that out there. Had I noticed it on the show, I would have said it to Nick's face. And if Nick, I'm sure Nick's like, wants it to be over with, and I want the whole thing to be over with. But if he ever wants to get on here and address it with me, I'm open to that. And I don't want him to think he's the biggest piece of shit in the world. But I mean,
but he better hope the biggest piece of shit in the world doesn't die.
Do what now?
You said he's not the biggest piece of shit in the world. I said, but he better hope the biggest piece of the shit in the world doesn't die.
Exactly.
He's in the running.
Yeah.
Well,
I would say this, Badshaw, real quick. I have no idea if, when Nick comes on the show next on Thursday, although we'll see if he's on Thursday because of the draft and where I'm going to be at. We'll see if he ends up being on the show. But whenever he is on the show next, I think it is healthy. So if you just want it to end, you're part of this. I will respect whatever you choose to do. But if ever me, you, and Nick are all on the show at the same time, I think constructive criticism is good. If he's giving body language that is coming off dismissive, I think it's good to tell someone that, and maybe he doesn't even notice. Maybe it's just built the default. He walks around life like that, and when people are talking to him, he apparently has that effect. So no, I still think that could be beneficial to go, holy crap, I had no idea I was doing that. I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. Or maybe he's gonna be like, no, I meant that because I hate you, Betcha, and you're a piece of shit. So who knows? We're gonna find the truth out very soon, I guess.
Exactly. And I know you said the other day, Paul, like, well, I hope it doesn't keep Badshaw from calling in. There's a lot of people that like Nick, and I would never. This is your show. This is not my show. This ain't Carl's show. This ain't whoever's show. You do what you want, and at the end of the day, I'm here every day. I'm here watching regardless. And what I said about the mock draft the other day, like people like Philly, who I love to death, and he knows a lot about the draft.
Sure.
They love that shit. Like Philly's like, I bet you he's sitting in his fucking bed doing a mock draft right now. And, that's awesome. I love that. But what I was trying to say yesterday was, sometimes when I call in, I'm going to change the subject when we're talking about the draft. Like I'm not going to be
which
on
is fine.
But but the reason I called in was I just wanted to let y'all know I'm supposed to talk with the shirt girl today. So
okay, great.
I should be able to tell y'all a price, and I'll need if you didn't send me your address, I'll need you to send me that. But I'll reach out to all of y'all in an email. Just be looking out for an email from me.
And one last thing here, Badshaw. The first wave is officially over. You guys are not taking any more short orders on this first one, correct?
Yes. Yeah. The first wave is over, unless he tells me otherwise. But I have a feeling it'll be over for the first wave.
So, and just for people that have been seeing the Indy Jet shirts, again, the first wave is over. That doesn't mean it's going to be over for the rest of time. But we were saying, hey, if you want this Indy Jet shirt that we've been showing on the screen, reach out. And the first wave is over. When a new wave comes up, Badshaw, feel free to share it on the show. I've got all the information, everything at the ready to immediately start promoting again, but appreciate it. So I know me and my pop are interested, and Tatiana wanted one. So, that's going to be awesome.
Yes, sir. I just want to thank everybody that, even though I kind of brought it up the other day, had my back in it. Y'all don't ever have to do that. But anyway, and I just appreciate y'all letting me get on here and talk every now and then. I appreciate it, guys.
There he is, Badshaw, the Cheshire Cat, joining us here on the program. And no, I would just add this layer here that I hope we can all bust each other's chops appropriately. There's a clear and obvious line that I don't even have to say it's here. We all know sort of where it is. And as long as we never go that far, I think it's all copacetic to be doing whatever and talking about whatever. But we have had callers in the history of the show, Pop. Maybe that's just life, where people come in and out of your life. There are callers where something happens on the show and then they never call in again. So I want to try to make it as inclusive as possible, even if we're busting chops. I think that's all good fun.
That's right. You can bust chops, but never. This is a lesson for all you.
Oh, great. Okay.
Millennials, Gen, whatever you are. Never say something to somebody on the phone or on the computer that you would be afraid to say if you were looking him face to face in person.
That's good advice.
We all live in this world of keyboard warriors and things of that nature. If you wouldn't say it if they were within 3 feet of you, don't say it.
That's good advice. All right, Pop, let's go to an individual that, quite frankly, is renowned in a lot of different walks of life. So let's go to him. Let's go to Rodney King here on the show. Rodney,
Can't we all just get along with I mean, man, can't we just do all of that? Do brother King thing.
why can't we
pretty
be
good.
friends? That
was
was
pretty
a good one. No, very nice, Rodney. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hopefully Bob's not watching. He's going to call you Rodney for the rest of the time.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
But eventually, did you notice that it just stopped? Like it was hef, and then randomly, like you even still had it in the name, but he kept calling you Hep, and I'm like, wow. So that just ended. It's just over.
End of an era.
Yeah,
that was the end of an era. You know, the half eras. You know.
Yeah, God bless. People remember. Yeah.
So anyway, I have my most to say. You know, I was thinking about moving up to that room. I imagine if you do move up to the room, you could probably put a lot of your Jet stuff in that room, and probably Tatiana would be like, "Wow, I actually have a house back. I could do."
That's
stuff
true,
with."
right? That I'm just randomly in her living room or whatever room this is, the middle room of the house. Right, that's true.
If you had your own room, you could really do. You could have like one wall with all your photos, one with your books, one with, and you have hats all the way across.
Oh,
you could paint it up nice green.
Oh,
You could do a nice job. Technically, you could write it off on your taxes, all the stuff, the paint and everything too. It's part of your business.
See,
right?
Hep, you're so smart. Hep, you're so smart.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it. There you go. Rodney King joining us here on the show. Salute to Rodney for popping on. Appreciate that. All right, we got a couple more callers. We have 300 people in the room. Like the video, hit subscribe. Up next is Ricky New York Live.
Hey, what's happening, guys?
What's up, Ricky?
Oh, just kind of sitting back and relaxing and taking all this in. I guess I missed some action the last couple of days.
Apparently. Yeah.
But listen, your dad's right. Don't say anything you wouldn't say to somebody's face. But as somebody who's been in a difference of opinion, we'll say.
Sure.
You know that me and Jake disagreed about Aaron Glenn.
Very much so.
To put it mildly. And at one point, I think people were kind of like baiting me and like saying
for
things
sure
about Jake and like bringing Jake up all the time, trying to get me to say something.
Yeah, get a rise out of you.
Sure. And like once I kind of figured out what was going on, I kind of like dialed it back. But like, dude, like on my show one time, I had a graphic that I did, and it was like Aaron Glenn with like the angel and the devil on his shoulder, and I was the angel, and Jake was the devil. And
that's hilarious.
You know, I sent it to Jake before I showed it on my show. Told him what I was gonna, and I was like, you know what, I'm just having fun with it and playing into it.
And it was cool.
Yeah,
Oh,
completely.
great. Okay.
Cool. But yeah, I think that, you know, initially some things were taken out of context but yeah, like, so I felt it, you know, important of me to like reach out to him and say like, listen, man, I'm just screwing around having fun, you know, and we have a good relationship. So like, yeah, it wasn't really a big deal, but
hey, randomly, Ricky, I'm hoping that this happens. So Curtis Martin, they've announced, will be making the Jets' second-round picks. Now, we'll see what happens if they trade or do something. Will they put him at a different spot? I have no idea. But he is set to call both of those picks. Of course, he was born and raised in Pittsburgh. The draft's in Pittsburgh. He's doing it for the Jets. It's all really cool. I hope I have my Ricky New York Live Curtis Martin moment, because where we're going to be at with the stage, I don't know if Curtis is going to come down to see us or anything, but I hope I get to meet Curtis Martin. I'll at least see him. I'll be 50 feet or whatever it is away from him. So that'll be cool. So hopefully I get to run into Curtis Martin while I'm there in Pittsburgh.
Dude, he is such an awesome guy. And not only that, but he's also going to announce our third-round picks too.
Oh, I didn't see that. Oh, okay.
We don't have any at the moment, but if Muji trades for one, we'll be announcing that too.
Oh, cool. I didn't hear that. Awesome.
Yeah, like when I first was reading it, I was like, oh, that's good. Wait a minute, we don't have a third-round pick. And like in the back of my mind, I went, you know what? Maybe maybe he's just going to read both in the second, but it said second and third. So,
oh, cool. All right.
At any rate, I actually made it home early enough today to see the beginning of the show.
Oh, nice.
I mean, I'm still in my work clothes. See,
even says so. Work.
At any rate, I looked at the poll question and I'm like, well, you know what? It would depend like how the board unfolds, what I would do in that.
That's a good answer.
Because
I'm on Family Feud. Good answer. Good answer. Good answer.
Yeah, I mean, me personally, I'm like a really, really, really big Dylan Thieneman fan. So if he's sitting there at 16, I don't care about what receiver is there.
Oh, really? Wow. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, like, listen, Tate's not going to fall that far.
Right.
Lemon, I like the physical stuff. Like I don't know about the personality thing.
Right.
And I'll tell you what, I'm kind of with your dad on the Jordan Tyson thing. Like, listen, there are certain players, him for one, Caleb Banks for another one, the 300 and something pounder with the, third injury to the same foot. Like, no. And me and Dylan Thieneman were talking about Dylan.
Wow, you were? Oh, congratulations. Nice.
Dylan Perriman.
Wow, what a flex. Me and Dylan Thieneman were talking.
I accidentally called him Dylan Thieneman when he was on my show that night.
Yeah.
Me and Dylan were talking about this, and I brought up the fact, like, whenever you're thinking about drafting these players, and this would be true for Giants people too,
sure,
we have to consider that MetLife turf. We do. And it sucks. It's embarrassing that we have to, but it is a reality. And I'm sorry. I mean, I know that he's a talented kid and, has all the tools and stuff, but I do not want to draft the AVT of receivers, knowing that we have that turf. And that's unfortunately, that's where I'm at with that. But yeah, like for me, it would be Thieneman, Ione if he's there, and which I think both of those guys could potentially be gone by the time we pick.
Yeah, I do too.
And then we're looking at receiver. So, and I've bounced all over the place with the receiver thing. Like, for a while I like one guy, and then I started looking at another guy and trying to figure out what would be the best fit. And if it's me right now, unless they do like a slight trade up to land either a Tate or a Lemon, if one of them slips a little bit, if it's me, I probably take, like I said, Thieneman or Ione or one of those guys at 16, and I probably wait. And whether it be 33 or 44, like I probably end up taking Jeremy Bernard, believe it or not.
Ooh, interesting.
You know what? I kept watching tape, and for a while I was thinking Chris Brazel, he's got that size speed combo that Aaron Glenn likes and stuff. And then somebody mentioned to me, like, yeah, have you seen what he does on running plays? And I went, not really. I mean, I was watching, him catching Pat. And so I went back and looked. Dude, he refuses to block. Like, he doesn't even pretend to be interested. Like,
that's not an Aaron Glenn guy.
Yeah, like, and I'm like, well, Glenn, no block, no rock. So, I just scratched him off my board completely after I went back. Because, when I really watched, I'm like, man, he's not even, pretending like he's going to block. Like he, he's, ready to walk back to the huddle as soon as the snap happens on some of these plays. And so, when you're evaluating guys, you can't just evaluate the plays they do make. You got to evaluate the plays they don't make and the plays they take off, which that's a big red flag.
Those
So-
are perhaps even more important than the plays they're on. Seeing a receiver when he knows he's the number one progression read and seeing how he responds, he's all active versus, hey, I'm progression 4 and I know I'm not getting the ball, and see if he's lethargic or lackadaisical in his route running. He's like, I don't give a shit because I'm not getting the ball. Like, and if I'm a defender, I start reading those keys like, oh wow, he's being lazy. He's not getting the ball. Oh, what else is happening? That's where you could get into a lot of trouble.
Yeah, they call that the real "you got mossed." By the way,
Yeah,
go
yeah.
look back at Randy Moss when he wasn't going to get the ball. Sad.
Yeah. No, I'm a big Randy Moss fan. I like Randy Moss a lot. I hated him when he was a Patriot, but
Where do you have him among the best receivers of all time?
probably 2.
T.O.? Excuse me? Huh? Well, T.O. action, right?
No.
Oh, how dare you. I've yelled about this on the radio for years because, to Pop's point, Randy Orton, I'm on WrestleMania weekend. Yeah, I just did it. Dylan Thieneman, Dylan Terraman, Randy Orton, Randy this, for God's sake, Randy Moss is old Randy Moss has a rap sheet. At my radio station for this argument I was going to do, I printed out 3 sheets of paper of all the problems that Randy Moss has had. And then I printed off a sheet with T.O.'s problems. And the only thing on T.O.'s sheet was doing crunches in a driveway. And I said, well, let's see this. How does this factor in? Or quitting on teams. Titans, the second Vikings trip, Raiders. Does anyone remember these trips for old Randy Moss? Like T.O., at least when he was on the Bengals and the Bills, he put up numbers. He didn't quit on his teams like Randy Moss did. So that Randy Moss fella, you go kick rocks.
Do you remember, like, back in college when Randy Moss was at Florida State? Probably not, right? Because
I remember him at Marshall catching some passes from Chad Pennington.
Because he never played a game at Florida State, and he got in trouble smoking weed and ended up leaving the program because of that, and ended up at Marshall, where, yes, caught 24 touchdowns from Chad Pennington.
There we go, baby. Nice.
But yeah, I mean, a lot of people don't even really realize that Randy Moss ever was at Florida State.
I forgot.
But yeah, so yeah, I know all about him being in trouble. Trust me.
Yeah. I guess that's probably true. But
all right, man. You guys have a great day.
Thanks, Ricky.
Only a couple of more days, and
wait.
finally we get to open our presents. We'll get to see what we do end up with, and then the real fun comes, because then we can go real deep and break down what we did get, not talk about what we might get. So
100%. Ricky,
All right,
thanks,
man.
brother.
Have a great day, guys.
There he is, Ricky New York Live and Pop. I know your bacon light is on. I will stay on to answer more phone calls, but no, go ahead.
Yeah, Randy Moss does not even make. I haven't put a lot of thought into it, but I'll tell you, he does not make my top 5.
Top 5. Okay, now I hate Randy Moss's guts, but
let me give you my top 5.
Okay, all right.
Before you can't disparage my top 5 without knowing what it is.
Yeah, but you said you didn't put much thought into it. But okay, go ahead.
I said I didn't put much thought beyond that.
Oh, okay. Go
I
ahead.
said that the top 5 is right. So you got obviously Jerry Rice.
Okay.
Then you've got Larry Fitzgerald.
Ooh, okay, I like that.
Then you have Terrell Owens.
Okay, there you go.
Right,
T.O.
and then I don't know why more people don't think this way. And then I put in there Megatron.
Megatron? Wow. All right.
And I'll do this because Randy Moss would fool you and he'd burn you, right? And that would, he'd get yards and all that stuff. Megatron, we're gonna throw the ball to Megatron. We are throwing
triple
him
covered,
the ball.
right? Yeah.
You're triple covered. That's cute. He's still gonna catch the ball.
Okay.
That's why, to me, we're talking about players,
right?
Players and playmakers. We're gonna throw them the ball. Right.
I respect that layer of a top 5. That's not just statistics. It's like that in the moment. Hey, they always ask these questions. We're on planet Mars and we need one play, and you throw up a ball. Who's going to catch it? I respect that. Okay. And who else is on your list?
And I'm going to throw this out there, and this will be the one that everyone goes, whatever.
Okay.
But I'll tell you, this player did more with less than anybody, and it's going to surprise you. And I like Marvin Harrison.
Senior? Wow. Okay. All right.
But I like all of them.
Marvin Harrison Senior.
Moss.
Wow.
Well, all of them a lot more than Randy Moss.
If someone said, hey, Paul, your father's going to drop a random top 5 all-time receivers list, write down the names he would say. Jerry Rice would be pretty easy to get. T.O. on the list would be easy to get. I don't know if I would have thought you would have said Larry Fitzgerald, who deserves more respect. He doesn't get mentioned all the time. But look at the numbers. The numbers speak for themselves. So, wow. But Marvin Harrison, Megatron.
Yeah, well, number 5 is a big Megatron. I'll argue with you all day. Marvin Harrison's tied with a whole – that's a tier. Like those top 4 to me are – then you get this other tier, right? You got Isaac Bruce in this tier. You know, there's a big pool in that tier. And watching Randy Moss in times where he just, you couldn't even say it, he half-assed it, right? Like he's just like not engaged. That is despicable. And so, you know, what could he have done if he played every play? You know. So, anyways,
sure,
appreciate
definitely
the Love and Sport Coffee Club. Have a great day.
Okay, Pop, and then we'll see whatever we see you for next week based on your plans.
All right.
There he is. Hop on Pop joining us here on the program. Shout out to Pop. Wow, I didn't have a top 5 random wide receiver all-time list on my bingo card, but to be honest, I haven't had a lot of things on my top 5 list that have happened this week. So big ups there as well. Man, top 5 receiver list. Did he miss anybody? No, I guess not. I mean, we could start arguing for our guys, I guess. Steve Largent. I love Steve Largent. He doesn't get any respect. Throw Steve Largent in the mix. Isaac Bruce is a good shout out. Interesting. I'm a big Chris Carter guy. Give some ups to Chris Carter. Interesting. All right, that's a fun little random. I didn't have that on the bingo card list. Okay, very interesting. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. Hey, he's back. Man with a Jets tattoo. All right, I haven't seen that name in a while. What's up? Let's see. Oh yeah, look at that. Freaking sculpted, buddy. Nice. Yeah, look at that. Nice. That's a good tattoo. What's up, buddy? My favorite. What's up?
Hey, Boy Green. I'm glad people brought it up today.
Okay.
You know, we all just like to joke around with other callers, and it's like hanging out with your friends. Hey, you're a dickhead. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I like Bradshaw a lot, and it was just all sarcasm and just a chance to just dig it to somebody a little bit. But there's only, I think you remember, there's only one caller I really didn't like.
Right.
And, but everybody else, that was an outlier, but everybody else, man, it's all in fun. Everybody's just joking around and kidding around. Now, yesterday I called Jake after the show.
Mm-hmm.
And Jake handed me my ass yesterday.
Oh yeah,
for not calling. Where the hell have I been? I was in the telling me I was in the bracket, and and I told him that I listened to the shows, but I don't call in, and he called me out on that, and he just how Jake can get to you. He dragged my ass around. He dragged my ass around for a while. But again, it's all in fun,
Sure. Yeah.
It's all in fun. But, where do you think, as far as wide receivers, where do you think Wesley Walker ranks?
That's a great call out. I love Wesley. We haven't had him on the show in a long time. It's back in the audio days is when we had Wesley on. So we got to try to get him back on soon. Where does Wesley Walker rank? Well, let me see this. I'm curious. I don't know off the top of my head. Where does he rank on the all-time receiving list? Let me see. Let me take a gander here of Wesley. He is, 103rd. Okay, so I didn't realize he's outside. Well, I guess new players. Yeah, players have surpassed him recently. So he's outside the top 100 now. So, yeah, I mean, that's not the end-all, be-all. But Wesley Walker was an amazing receiver.
All right, but now look under the category of one-eyed receivers.
Well, there's one on the list. Wesley Walker's number one.
Okay. And I was going to talk to Pop about this, and you're a little too young to remember when receivers used to use Stickum.
Oh, yeah. Awesome.
Now, I remember there was a receiver on the Raiders, Fred Biletnikoff. You ever hear of him?
Yeah, of course. Yes.
He used to use so much Stickum that he never had to use his hands. He would stick his arm up and the ball would stick here. That's all you had to do. Put your arms up, and wherever the ball hit, it would stick. It used to drip off him. Other players would stick to him.
Yeah.
He'd walk around, he'd have 4 or 5 players stuck to his arms. But in those days, that was really something. That Stickum stuff was like, it was like having honey or glue.
Ugh.
And they used to just put it all over there from their shoulder down. And you couldn't drop the ball. It wouldn't bounce off you or anything like that.
Right. Yeah.
And then they outlawed that. But that was a lot of fun back then, watching receivers with that stuff.
Yeah.
You know? But anyway, again, going back to, hey, I'm a sarcastic guy. A lot of things I say, don't take it personally. It's all in fun. I get in trouble a lot at home being sarcastic.
Yeah.
My wife says to me, hey, you really said that to them? Yeah, I did, but I was only kidding around, And people that don't know me think take me seriously, but it's all in fun.
Well, let me ask you something, man, with a Jets tattoo. There's a caller or two that would like to speak with you, and I have no idea where this is going to go. Do you want to? Are you fine with that?
Sure.
All right, here we go. We'll go to Chef Kevin Gilbert, who I saw waving me down like the guy at the airport.
Hey, Chef.
Yes. Good morning.
How you doing, Chef?
What up? What up? I'm good. I heard you yesterday on Jake's show talking, and so you are familiar with the Asmaniac Madness. So
yes,
I'm going
am.
today. I'm going today. So right now I'm locked in, man.
Let's go.
I've been locked in for a minute, man. I got a game plan. I'm applying the full court press right now on my opponent. But for somebody like myself who's deep in this community, somebody who's a coffee club and an espresso club member,
yes, you are.
I just want to be honest and just speak my truth, man. That stuff you did yesterday, if you're calling it joking, man, I call it messy. It definitely looked messy what you were doing. I didn't see any joking, any laughing involved with that. And I've been on record on this show saying that I do like your calls, that I think you are a good dude. But just from myself, man, I felt like those were unnecessary shots. And if that's how you feel about Faria, you could have your opinions and all that, which is cool. I met him the other day. He seems like a nice dude, but I do understand where these people are talking about, like with his mannerisms and all that. I don't take it personally, but other people do. And for you to, kind of be messy like that with a person like Badshaw, who in this community, he's on my Rushmore, I didn't appreciate that, man.
Okay, Chef, let me, I got a couple of things to say, okay?
Absolutely, man.
I think, and I think this is a big thing here. I'm a lot older than you, right? So when, from where I come from, kidding around, sarcasm, it's just was part of who I am. It's not really joking around. It's just kind of having fun with people. And you're right. Some people take it as they take it seriously. And I probably do it a little too much, but I just assume people know that I'm kidding around, even though I really like them, or I don't care what their opinion is. It doesn't really bother me. But look, I just want to tell you, maybe a lot of people don't like it, but it's not serious. It's not serious. I have no animosity towards anybody. And it's just, man, I come from a different time, a different generation. We used to do a lot of that. And to me, it's in fun, but, I'll try not to do that anymore. A lot of you younger guys seem to take things a little more seriously.
But where was
How's
the
that?
joke? Where was the joking in that? You're saying it was a joke.
It wasn't a joke. A joke is a different thing. It was called sarcasm. Do you know what sarcasm is?
I'm well aware of sarcasm. Yes.
Okay, I was just being sarcastic. That's how I was. I was trying to make. There was nothing there that was insulting. I mean, I just said that I like Nick Farrier, and I thought Bradshaw came on a little strong. And I just, I don't think anything I said was really insulting to Bradshaw. It was just talking about how I didn't agree with the way he categorized, or the way he said things about Nick Farrier that I didn't think were true. That's all. But it wasn't a serious thing where I said, "Hey, Bradshaw, I don't like the way you're talking about Nick Farrier, and I think you're this or that." I didn't do any of that. It was
I just think it was like messy and like gossipy, like
okay, all right,
like girls kind of stuff. We grown men, man. Like for me to see
well,
that stuff,
if you're a grown man, if you're a grown man, you should be able to take shit like that. You know what I mean?
But
That's
it's
where
still
I'm
messy,
coming
though. It's still, you don't do that kind of stuff. That's what I'm
okay.
saying.
Well, that
and Faria
that's
didn't
your
even see it. Faria didn't see it.
Okay, well, Chef, look, I appreciate your opinion, but I don't agree with you. That's all.
You don't agree that you were messy, that you were gossipy?
I don't think that was gossipy or messy. I think
though.
it was just, it was my way of being sarcastic. That's all.
That's fine, but it doesn't take away the fact that that's what you did.
I
You
don't
were
think
messy.
Bradshaw was that insulted. I think you're more insulted than Bradshaw was.
Did you hear him talking before?
Yeah, I did. I was listening.
Did you see him in the comments?
Excuse me.
No, I didn't read the comments.
So
no.
that's what it, well, you got to take everything, man. And I'm not
All
here
right,
to make you feel bad. I'm not talking down you at all. I'm just,
I understand that. And I'm not talking down to you. Your opinion is your opinion. And I like you, Chef. I do. I like you a lot. And look, I just said, I'm coming from a different place. I used, that's the way I always was with friends and things like that, people I liked. It was not being messy. It was just being sarcastic. And they could take it. I could take it. I've had it done to me. And you know what? If it's hurting people here or insulting people, then you know what? I'll try not to do it anymore. That's all.
Good man, Carl, man. I appreciate your words, man.
No problem.
I'm not offended. I just felt like, I already said it. I have to repeat it again, man. Just
okay.
give me more calls, man. Give me more calls.
Yeah, we love it when you call in.
Give me those jet takes,
well,
man.
And it's like
Carl, listen, the OGs, man, in this community, the Heps, the Briggas, the FL Phils, the Rickies. Yo, I appreciate hearing the wisdom and the knowledge from all you OGs about the game back in the day, man. That's where I get like tingly. That's where I feel good. The history of the Jets, man. Good times, some bad times, some times where I wasn't alive for. Like, yo, that's the stuff I want to hear, man. The gossipy stuff, maybe I'm just different because I don't do that kind of stuff, man. But that's what I want to hear, man. And when you do talk about it, just like what you're talking about before with the stickum and all that, that's that OG talk, man. That's the stuff that I respect, brother.
Okay, and let me just get back to when I called into Jake yesterday.
Yep.
I have like so much time that I can devote to watching Jet content, and I just was drawn more. I used to be on Jake's show before I used to listen to Boy Green regularly, but I just have been drawn to this show because I think it's a little calmer. When I was on Jake's show, I started getting a little bit tired of, people being not insulted, but almost like making a spectacle out of somebody. You know what I mean? And I just thought it got to be a little too much, and I had to take a break from that. So I didn't know anything about that I was even in the bracket And you know, I would tune into Jake. I wouldn't call in. I'd listen to him once in a while, not the whole show. But I just got to a point where I needed to take a break from Jake Asman because it's an intense show. And sometimes the intensity gets a little too much for me, and I have to go to something a little bit calmer. And when I found the Boy Green show, I just enjoy listening to it. It's a calm show. It you know, people have their opinions, and there's no, we don't make cartoons and videos about them, and it's just a more relaxed atmosphere, and that's what I like.
I hear you. Before I go, because you know I don't want to tie you guys up, man. I know
Right.
you guys got stuff to do. I got to run.
Yeah.
Because what I heard yesterday, you was also saying that you listen to Jake all the time. So
I do.
It sounds so that's what I'm saying. So it sounds conflicting, where you're like you needed a break, but at the same time you're saying that you watch all the time.
What I mean, mean is right, Chef. What I mean is this: throughout the day, if I'm in my car or something like that, maybe I'll put Jake on and listen to, you know, 15 minutes of a show. If I'm outside and I'm doing something, maybe I'll put the phone on and listen to half an hour of Jake's show. So it's not, I used to be a regular listener and put it on, you know, 10 a.m. when he came on and listen to it all day. But I just can't do that anymore. So it's not really conflicting if I catch a show when I can. Most days I'll listen to a few minutes of it, maybe a half hour, but that's about it. You know, it's not like I listen to Boy Green every day when I can, you know, 7:30, 8 o'clock, I'm on my phone listening to Boy Green.
So
But
listen,
with Jake,
man, I just want to finish my point.
Hey, look, I love Jake, and I like a lot of the callers on Jake's show, but sometimes it just gets too intense for me to listen to the whole thing. That's it.
You have, dude, you have your right. You have your right to watch whatever you want, and I'm not going to sit here.
I know
and say,
I do.
You got to watch this. You got to watch. I'm not saying none of that. I'm just taking what you're saying and just trying to, you know, dissect that, because if you're saying that Jake's show is, you know, crazy and this and that or whatever, you missing the first part where he got some serious football people on there talking shit.
And that's when I listen to Jake, when he has serious people on.
But then it's callers. There's a lot of, like myself. I'm somebody who gives good takes. Kyle Clifton, who I'm going against, is somebody that gives good takes. Ricky
let's not go to Kyle Clifton.
There's a ton of us that have good takes.
Let's not talk about Kyle Clifton, because I love Kyle Clifton. Oh, I love Kyle. I love him.
Yeah,
I even love.
that's what I just
I
said.
even love
Yo,
the
that's my
song
guy.
Kyle Clifton. But you know, he's one of Boy Green's favorites, and you know, I felt a little bit bad when, you know, I thought I was kind of up there, but you know, Kyle Clifton, boy, that's just a sore spot with me. I just.
Hey, so I know where your vote's going to go. You're voting for Chef Kevin Gilbert today.
Oh, you voting for me, man? What we doing?
I'm gonna vote for you, Chef.
Let's go.
There you go. Rallying votes.
Come on, baby.
I will get on Jake's show. I will get on Jake's show today and vote for you.
Okay, beautiful. Man with a jet tattoo.
All that stuff. Let's go.
Thank you so much, buddy. Appreciate it. And Chef, before you go, interesting. What's
Good luck today, Kev.
Let's go.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. about it.
No, I can't hear you.
You can't hear me.
You can't hear him?
Let me reset.
Yeah, get out and come back in. Come on, we can't ruin all this. Yeah, get the hell out of here, Chef. Come on, man. Fix your whatever situation you're at. He's at the Cloverleaf Tavern right now. All right, Kyle. All right, let's get a quick pregame in. All right, how you feeling today, huh?
I'm feeling good. I mean, I was just jumping on to say hi to Kev and wish him luck, you know, and
do you mean that, Kyle? Because I'm going to be honest. When like, you know, during the season, one of my favorite bits is like the Jets are playing the Raiders week 1. I don't know who the hell they're going to play. I have a Raiders guy on. Then we get to the end of the interview, and you know, it seems like they're like trying to do the good luck thing back and forth. But every time I say it, I'm like, good luck. But I'm going to be honest, I don't really mean it. And then, screw you. So is that, let's see, first off, Chef, can you hear Kyle now?
Can you hear me?
You can?
Kyle, you're trying to sabotage me, man. Every time I talk to you, I can't hear nothing, man.
I'm not technically adept to be able to do that, Chef. I got to admit. But yeah, I mean, I do wish him luck.
Okay.
If it's game day, however, and I'm only wishing him luck because he's going to need it. But that's I want to compete, and I know Kev does too. So
okay, all right. Is it? Tell me this, Kyle. Is it going to be close, or is it going to be a bloodbath?
No, it'll be close. It'll definitely be close.
Okay. Is the winner of Asmaniac Madness on the show right now?
I mean, could be.
I think so, man. I think
what
so.
What are you? Ooh, this is spicy.
To be honest, man. Like with all this stuff, and I've said it before the tournament even started. I'm like, Clifton's gonna win it all. Like with his calls and all this stuff. Like, maybe
butter
right
him up.
now
There
might
you
not
go,
be the
Chef.
best time for me to talk or whatever. But Clifton's that guy, man. And with his takes, it's quality. I agree with a lot of his stuff. Like last year in the with the day 3 picks, I was pissed the hell off, just like Kyle. And that was the first time I saw Kyle in some rare form, and that made me feel good knowing that it's just not like, oh, everything is good and this and that. Like, he's showing some emotion, which is what I like. I'm somebody who, I could get emotional with some of the stuff, and Kyle brings it, man. So for us to be this far, for me being able to take down Hamburger first, who was a 10 seed, I'm a 7, it ain't that far away, and
Sure.
I whooped him, and then I went against Neil, the number 2 seed, beat him, went against Lane, the number 3. Now Kyle's number 1. I feel like I got it, man. I got this momentum. I put in the work. Kyle,
and I'll give you all the
respect. If you were in
respect.
the area, Kyle, you'd be eating great today. I'll tell you that. I'll say that for later.
I'll give you all the respect in the world, Kev, because I know how tough of a matchup from last year that Lane can be, and he's especially tough when he doesn't know he's competing. So, yeah.
Shout out here to Philium. Shout out to Philium here, Chef. All class. There you go. Nice.
My man.
Super chat.
Yeah, I don't know what I did to the previous caller, Carl, but I apologize.
I'm unclear somehow with the. Let me just say this: I have not had the pleasure of meeting Kyle Clifton in person yet. I'm sure it'll happen naturally. We're going to keep being at all these events. We're going to run into each other eventually. I've met Chef Kevin Gilbert several times, for that matter, at his restaurant, at the Takeover, at the Tailgate Show. It's been 3 or 4 times that I've met Chef in person. And yeah, I was on the show with somebody, I think it was Nick Faria, and he mentioned that Kyle Clifton is a favorite of his. And I said, oh, the great. I love Kyle Clifton. And then now all of a sudden it's like, Boy Green's a Kyle Clifton guy. I'm not a Kyle Clifton. I like Kyle Clifton, but all of a sudden that he's like, it's MySpace. He's my top 5 faves or something. Like, I don't know. I didn't create a list. I didn't make a Mount Rushmore or anything, although there could be something coming on that in the future. But like, this has gotten out of hand here.
I ran into Farry on Monday, which is why I had that comment when he was on, because he wore that same sweatshirt.
Yeah, the Mets
joint when I saw him on Monday, and then on your show, that's why I threw that funny little comment in the back of my head when I met him. I wanted to say something slick about him, going for Clifton. We was in the middle of the street in Times Square, so
I guess
you know what
he had a.
You know what, Kev? I wish I had known you were over at Alden that day, because I worked right near Grand Central as well. So we could have had a pretty cool op there.
Clifton, you were already there before the start of the tournament, and I 10 steps ahead, man. I'm like, you know what? Okay, let me get some work in, man. But I was already going to the city for a couple other things.
If Nick Faria would wash that hoodie, maybe the Mets wouldn't be on a 9-game losing streak right now. But that seems neither here nor there, I suppose. But
is it really that bad? Is it
they just lost their 9th in a row. They just lost to the Cubbies yesterday. 12-4.
Red Sox don't look too good, man.
Whoa, I'm a Jets guy. I'm not a baseball guy.
We can't throw stones at a glass house now. Come on. I got to protect those Met Jet fans, man. Come on.
There you go. That's very nice of you. So yeah, but the Chef, Kyle Clifton, anything else you want to say to each other as a seismic matchup? For people who don't know, I assume most people know, but for people who don't, on the Jake Asman show, it says Maniac Madness. It's a March Madness style bracket challenge where callers compete against each other, and there's a voting process, and it includes, this is the toughest challenge we've ever had in terms of the Boy Green Coffee Club, with two guys that are dedicated to this show. They send in super chats. They comment all the time. They call all the time. Like, you guys are very prominent figures in the Boy Green space, if I am to say. So this is the toughest. Like, wow, we got some real juice going on here. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, good luck to Chef today, and I can't compete with him in the culinary sphere, but I think I can compete in this today, and I have confidence that the callers and the people in the chat are going to elect a good candidate from this competition to move forward into the Final Four.
Anything you want to get in there, Chef?
BG, I couldn't hear.
Oh, you couldn't hear what?
When you went off and put us on the split screen, that's when I couldn't hear anything Kyle said.
Okay, can you hear him now?
Can you hear me now?
Nah, can you translate for me? This is the same
yeah,
stupid
I'll
stuff that happened
translate.
last time.
Yeah. So let me translate. It's a very important task. Kyle said, "Fuck you, buddy," and he's gonna kick your ass all over the place. Yep. I'm gonna be. If you ever seen like a baseball thing, and it's like, Kufafa Zubawaba. Yeah, he likes apples. Yeah, so I'm more than willing to translate. Yeah. Yep. Okay.
BG, well, you're a trustworthy guy, man.
Obviously,
I would never call you a liar. So if that's what he said, man, all right, he gonna be in for it, man.
He said, he said, are you?
Thanks for giving him additional motivation there, Boy Green. I appreciate that.
Yeah, he just said, "Did someone open a window? I felt a breeze." Wow. Okay, boy. He's feeling nothing here. Oh boy, man, the Chef. Hopefully you strap up.
Hey, let's go.
Kyle seems motivated today. Oh boy.
I'm good day, guys. Man, best of luck, Clifton.
Okay,
let's go.
There you guys go. There you go. Beautiful. There you go, Chef. Thank you very much. Oh. Good stuff. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. What a lively show so far. 300 people in the room. Like the video, hit subscribe. Let's roll. That's going to be a lot of fun today. So in all seriousness, good luck to both. You guys can be on whatever side of the train you want. I love both those guys. Again, I've met Chef multiple times, so I have a close relationship with Chef, who's worked with me at my tailgate. So hopefully I have in the future an even closer relationship with Kyle Clifton. Yeah, hopefully I get to meet him in the future. He seems like a nice guy. All right, let's go to the phone lines. You got a lot of people here on the show. Up next is EZ.
Hey.
Rock on, brother.
Yeah, I've been busy. I haven't been able to call in. I've been listening, but I just too busy to call in.
No, that's okay. What's on your mind, sir?
Well, Rockin' O'Brien.
Kenny O. This mother bastard does not get it. Oh, is it? Oh, I was going to say I was going to zoom in, but that's not a tool that I have available. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There you go. Nice. Yeah. Let's get some Kenny O action. Oh, man. That's so cool. Nice autograph, man.
Yep.
Ooh, great jersey.
He was one of my favorites.
Good. Yeah. He's a good guy.
I heard him. My thunder. I was going to mention Freddie Bolitnikoff.
There you go. I love Bolitnikov. Well, great.
The college award for the college award for the best receiver is the Bolitnikov Award.
Is there any greater honor you can have than having that, where annually you crown the best and it's your name? That's pretty good.
Yeah, and they got the Dick Butkus Award for the best linebacker and stuff like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I was thinking back of what they were talking about earlier about the greatest receivers. You had Chad Ochocinco, but I mean, we had some great guys back in the day when they didn't even throw the ball, and people forget how great Don Maynard was.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, is Maynard in the Hall of Fame? I know he's on
100%.
the Jets.
Yeah, he's in the Hall of Fame. Yeah. I'll see what class he was in.
Don't get the props they deserve.
Yeah, let me get the induction year for Hall of Fame. I know he's definitely in it. I've seen his bust in there. Yeah, 87. So he's been in the Pro Football Hall of Fame since 1987.
Yeah, he was a great player.
Love it.
You got to remember, it's right. The way we play football now is not the way football was played back then.
Yeah,
you could launch into a quarterback 2 steps after he threw the ball.
Yeah,
No
different
flag.
world. Yeah.
You could maul the receiver going downfield. You know, it wasn't just 5 yards. It was called bump and run. I mean, so that's one of the reasons why I agreed with your dad putting Megatron in there, because
Really?
it was like he could go up. He was like almost like the Larry Bird of football.
Interesting.
Larry Bird in basketball would go right up to Charles Barkley and say, "I'm going to fade to the right. I'm going to take 2 steps to the left, and I'm going to shoot with my left hand." And then he would do it and sink it. I mean, he was like one of the. I know we're talking basketball, but Bird was one of the best trash talkers of all time.
Sure.
But it was like he would literally tell the guy what he was going to. Same with Megatron. You know, I'm going to do a down out, and then I'm going to run towards the freaking post and see if you can stop me. And they couldn't.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He was great. What was he, like 6'4" or something like that? He was a big dude.
Larry Bird? Yeah, let me see.
No, I'm talking Megatron. Megatron.
Oh yeah, he was massive. I think he was 6'5", but you know, maybe it's one of those. Maybe it's one of those fish stories. I say it, and he just keeps getting bigger. No, he was 6'5", 237 pounds.
Right. And I know you're a Celtics fan, so I'm sure you appreciated the Bird. But he would do that to everybody.
Yeah,
he would do that. You should. I've watched a few videos of other basketball players talking about what Larry Bird used to do, and they'd get so pissed because he'd sit there and trash talk him, and then he'd fucking do it.
That's respect. That's respect, man.
Yeah. Oh, they loved him and hated him at the same time.
Yeah, it's a sort of love-hate relationship for sure.
Yep. But I'm going to go back to what some of the other callers were saying. Who was the caller before Clifton? Jet, the guy with the jet tattoo.
Oh, okay.
When he was talking about how he doesn't listen to Jake Asman as much.
Oh, yes, right. Yeah.
And Jake can sometimes be very condescending.
I can see that.
Jake can take people that call into the show, and he can sometimes objectify them. He tried pulling that shit with me, and I wouldn't bite, so I kind of stopped calling in. It's like he would say, say this, and he was trying to make me repeat something that would make me feel like I sound stupid, so I wouldn't do it.
Yeah. You don't have. You can do whatever you want to do. Easy.
Yeah. You just you keep the show mellow. You keep it clean. I mean, there's some people on your show that are a little bit, but you never ever objectify them. You never are condescending to them. Never. Not once. Not ever.
Thank you,
your dad brought you up right.
Appreciate that.
Now, probably your dad does more shit to you than you probably should do to some of the people that call in.
I should write a book about it. Yeah. And then my father would be immediately arrested. Yeah.
But the thing is, your dad grew up when I grew up. We grew up in the 70s.
Yeah.
The 70s was like the most non-politically correct portion of our country's history ever.
Oh, was it? Oh, man. It's too bad I missed the 70s. Yeah.
Have you watched All in the Family?
Episodes, but not like the whole thing. No.
Have you watched episodes of Married with Children?
Ooh, no, I have not.
You cannot do that shit today.
Okay.
And it was hysterical, and everybody knew it was a joke. But but that was the 70s, man. You can say anything you want.
Great times.
You can do anything you want.
Yeah.
I mean, that was when people talk about, is Don Rickles' humor racist? Not in the 70s, it wasn't. You can't do that stuff now.
Yeah.
But Don made fun of everybody. Everybody. Nobody was safe with Don Rickles. Nobody.
That's when you know a good comedian, when no one's safe.
And it was an act because he was beloved by everyone as a person. That was just an act, what he did.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to the draft on Thursday. I think
5 days.
I think the Jets fan club out here is planning to do something out at the Rally Point.
Oh, cool! I hope you do it out there.
Chatter in our little in our chat, So I may go out there.
Cool.
I don't know. I don't know if Richie Southern Jet's going to go. He really didn't go to the games that much this year because he was just he knew it was going to be a disaster, so he didn't want to waste the time.
Yeah. I think it's still good hanging out with people, regardless of whatever the Jets are. The people are what's, the special sauce.
Oh yeah, absolutely, and that's where I go. But there were some games I didn't go to because I was just like just over it.
All right, it's hard to blame you.
It became not fun.
Right. No, and it's supposed to be fun.
Right.
Football, food, fun, family, a lot of F's. Yeah.
But I'm gonna vote for Chef Kev.
There you go. Nice.
Because he can cook, man.
Literally, I can confirm the food is spectacular. I wish I ate more.
I didn't mean that. I meant he can
cook with his words. Oh, sure. Man. Yeah, he can do both. Yeah.
Smart guy. And Kyle Clifton is a Jet legacy, so I love him too.
Yeah.
He played for the Jets.
He did, yeah.
And so, linebacker.
A Jets legend. Yeah, I played for a long time. Yeah. Shout out to Kyle.
I have a question for you. Are you going to be ever able to get Rex Ryan on your show?
I will tell you, I don't know how often I've had a chance to talk about this. Maybe it's an Espresso Club thing of getting into this, really into the weeds. But like I have, it's not a physical list like hanging up in my house, but I have a Moby Dick list of like guests I'm hunting that I want to eventually be on the show. Rex Ryan has been, will always be on that list. I reached out somewhere in the last 3 years to Rex Ryan's people. So thankfully I've been in the business long enough in radio and some digital space that I know how to get to the people, like at least in the range of most people that I would want to speak with and know that they're going to receive my request. And he has denied requests to go on stuff beyond his contractual obligations. So, for instance, he's been on with Jake sometimes and ESPN New York. He's got a relationship with his ESPN ties, so he does some.
Well, that's because, but you're an ESPN guy too.
I am an old ESPN guy, so I don't know if those maybe that's when I should have hit him up, I guess, back in the day. But yeah,
just
so 100%. I hope so. I never want to say never. Yeah, he's on my list of guys.
You're a Mega Jets fan. Tell him you're from New England and you're a Mega Jets fan. And one of the favorite things you ever heard him say was he was never going to kiss Belichick's ring.
Yeah.
Get him on the show.
And I got his book here, obviously, so I'm a massive fan. That would be a massive show. He's been on my list for a long time. I've reached out to his camp a few times, but he did not want to do additional. This is what basically his people told me. He did not want to do it above. And the good thing is sometimes you try to do something in life and you get handed an excuse and it's bullshit. And they just said that because they want you to shut up. I have not seen Rex do interviews beyond his obligations in recent times. So he's been a man of that word from his people. Like he said, I don't want to do anything beyond this. And based on everything I'm seeing and hearing, he's living up to that. So it's not like he told me that and then went and skippy somewhere else. So hopefully he changes his tune on that in the future. He must have a lot going on, which is totally fine. So I do hope that is definitely one of the top names on my list. So much reminiscing, so many good times, a lot of great stories. Yeah,
is there anything we as coffee club members or espresso club members could do to help you get him on the show? Like
100%.
Send like what is the thing when everybody a petition of we could all do like a video petition and get we could do a poll. How many people want you to get Rexy on the show, and that might help.
Yeah, I would say the easiest way to help, to be honest, is the petition. I'm sure that couldn't hurt. But I think the easiest way is for you guys all out there, and I'm dead serious about this. So everyone who's watching the show live right now or after the fact, you're listening right now, the best thing you can do is tell every friend, family member, Jet person you know in the universe to subscribe to this channel. Because the bigger this channel is, the easier it is, believe it or not, to reach out to bigger people because they will likely look at your numbers and say, oh, he's only got this. I'm not sure if I want to do that. And, I don't love that people do that because, I have show, and not that I'm some big deal, but some people like to have me on the show that have 5 subscribers. I don't care. I'll go on a show to help them out or go on a show to do it. I don't pay attention to subscribers.
Plus subscribers. Right. But that doesn't mean that's the only people that watch the show. There are some people that don't subscribe because they don't have the $2.99 or the $5.99. They just don't have it.
Well,
but
subscribing is free.
Probably have over 15,000 people that watch.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, there's audio only and a lot of other stuff. But no, subscribing is free, so you don't have to pay. Becoming a member is how you pay, which I love those people too. So no, what I'm saying is the more subscribers I have, that's a public number people can see, and that's free to do. So if everyone,
how many subscribers do you have?
Do I have like 8,500 or something is subscribers, and members it's like 100 maybe or something, but which is cool, and I'm very proud of that. But the subscriber number is a number they see. They don't even get to see the member number, the subscriber number. So that's free to do. So if everyone that's watching the show, think about this, right? And Philium has said this in the past. There's 8,500 people that are subscribed to the show, which is free to do. If all of you found one person to like one friend that you asked, hey, can you subscribe to this channel for me? We jumped to 17,000 subscribers. And the higher that number goes, the easier it is for me to get bigger guests. I have some relationships and I got big guests when I had no subscribers, which is cool, but that's the way. So if people are asking, how can I help get Rex Ryan on the show? I see Frankie's asking who else on my list. I'll talk about that on the show. Is to get this show in front of as many people as possible. That's the way. That's the absolute standard way to do it.
Yeah, we got to get Rexy on the show.
That'd be amazing.
Now going back to the draft.
Yes, sir.
I heard some crazy shit about what Dallas might do.
I did too.
The getting the 12th and their other pick and having 3 this year and 4 next year, and I'm just like, as much as I would love to do that, I don't want to trade from 2 back to 12.
Yeah, it's too far for me.
Because then we're not gonna be able to dip some of the premium guys. I mean, we can still get a good guy, but it won't be the good guy you want at the positions you want to fill, like edge or linebacker. You know, with Styles and all them guys there.
Yeah.
But if we did that trade, and we picked at 12, and what was the other one? 20.
20 is where they also pick. That's correct.
I think we would have 12, 18, and 20.
Where's 18 coming from?
Or 16. I think.
Yes. So we'd have 12, 16,
12,
20,
16,
33, 44. Yeah, so we'd have 5 picks.
At 12, I would take Vega Ione.
Yeah, sure.
Grab him at 12, and then at 16, I would get the best wide receiver left.
Okay.
And then at 20, I'd probably go for that safety.
Okay. I like that.
Because we fucking need one.
Sure. We could
and even though it's considered a first round pick, it's a free pick.
Sure. Bonus pick.
It's just a free pick. I mean, it's a freebie in the first round. Yeah. And then next year we'd probably have 4 first rounders.
Mm-hmm. Hey, let's do it.
Remember earlier this week, I think I asked you, what's the most amount of picks any one team had in the draft, and it was the Jets with 4. Imagine if we could get 5.
Oh my goodness, that would be nuts.
But I'm talking for next year. Just figure out how to get 5 picks and don't even worry about the quarterback.
Yeah, like look at these cats. Look at these cool cats. Yeah, of course.
Anthony Beck. He's got a kid a kid playing quarterback in college.
Yeah, he just transferred to Penn State actually. So congratulations. That's amazing. So yes, I'm very happy for Anthony. Yep. Yeah, son Rocco. His son's name is Rocco Becht. He's at Penn State. So hopefully it'd be so cool if he becomes an NFL prospect. So legitimately. I do too.
His dad's a head coach in the UFL.
That's correct. Yeah, he just switched teams. He had been on the St. Louis Battlehawks for a long time, and now he's with one of the Florida teams. So congrats to Anthony. And he still does the Jets radio stuff.
Battlehawks were a good team. He's a good coach.
I think they won a championship or 2. Yeah, good for him. I like Anthony. So, very appreciative of him for sure. EZ, I want to thank you so much for calling in. Thank you. I see we have a super chat coming in here as well. This is from Cisco Lopez. Wow. Shout out, he got a Boy Green Coffee Club membership earlier today. Says, thanks, BG. We got room for lots of Jet shows. What a fantastic community. I try to say this every time this topic comes up. And by the way, Cisco, you have a ticket to our raffle contest, and you're $1 away from another raffle ticket. So you don't have to gift that today. You can gift that anywhere over the next 12 days. So just keep that in mind. So you get your bang for your buck here. I have been doing Jets podcasting for 13 years. And it was audio only for the first 7 years. The reason why I didn't come to YouTube quicker is I thought it was too late. Like when it was 2018, 2019, all these things, I'm like, come on, man. I can't go on YouTube. I'm too late. It's been around forever. Like, come on. And then in 2020, I said, you know what? F it. I'm just going to start a YouTube channel and, I'll find my own place. But I was nervous, just like a lot of other people are that are in this Jets community of like, hey, man, there's so many Jet shows. Where do I fit in? You open a door. If there isn't a door, you blow a hole through the wall and you make your own door. And I'll tell you, if you're interesting enough, if you dedicate your time to it, you build it, they will come. Now, it doesn't always work that way. You need hard work and luck and a combination of things. I had no idea that we're nearing, by the way, folks, 4 million views on this channel. I started this Jet Show in my living room, for God's sakes. 4 million? We're this close. We're going to get there. That's happening. And then my ultimate goal of 10,000 subscribers, I feel it in my bones. I don't say this arrogantly or brashly or anything. I feel confident we're eventually going to get to 10,000 subscribers. And that was some magical number I wanted before I died. And as long as I don't get hit by a bus tomorrow, it's probably going to happen. That's super cool. So it's a beautiful community. I think there's room for all kinds of callers. I think there's room for all kinds of Jet shows in the universe. And I love when I get an email about, hey, Paul, you joined my Jets podcast. I just started. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. I'd love to, for sure. That's great. So I'm very proud of this community. It's a beautiful place. So Cisco, welcome to the Boy Green Coffee Club. It's great to have you on here. Frankie asks, who else is on that list, BG? He's talking about that all-time Moby Dick list. We could talk more about it on a future Espresso Club episode, but off the top rope, Daniel Jeremiah is on that list. I highly respect Daniel Jeremiah. He's on that list for sure. Mel Kiper's on that list. Rex Ryan's on that list. Lavernius Coles. Oh, I love Lavernius. He's one of my favorite Jets of all time. He's on that list. Sure, like a Curtis Martin would be on that list. Joe Namath would be on that list. I'd have to think. And again, I don't have a physical list somewhere in the house. Maybe I should, and you sort of write it into existence. But yes, there's a lot of Jets people that are on that awesome list that are there. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. Plenty of callers here on the program. Up next is James here on the show. What's up, James?
Yeah, BG. BG,
Yes,
I've been on hold for a fucking hour, man. I've been asking you to count me in, tap me in. I had so much shit to say.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. Yeah, please go ahead.
Well, why couldn't you just hit me in and throw me in a box?
I'm sorry. There was 10 callers here.
No,
so
because here's the problem that I have with the whole YouTube thing.
Oh,
everybody wants to be a star and nobody is. Everybody wants to see themselves on their phone or on their TV and they sound and look like shit. Okay, that's today's world that we live in.
All right.
Right? That's just today's world. That everybody wants to be famous. Everybody. That's why I don't call in shows all day, every day long. First, I have a job. Second, I can make fucking 10-minute phone calls anytime I want. People like to just hear themselves think. I don't know why it took you so long. You saw how animated I was back here. Why did it take you so long to put me on?
Oh, so something that people may not know is when I have when I have 10 callers on, which we've had for the whole show, James, you're on the second row. So if you're making any kinds of animation, I can't see you, which I wish I could screenshot this and show you, but I only see it's me.
What do you mean? I pay every month.
No. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying on my screen right now, I'm on this app called StreamYard. And when I look down where there's callers, I see my face. I see 2 graphics. I see you and a caller. When you called in, you were on another row of callers. So unless I scroll down, I can't see you. So if you were making any animated gestures, I couldn't see.
But for some reason, when someone else is animated about a topic, you bring them right on and you throw them into a box.
Who was animated? What are you talking about?
Just in general, I'm just saying in general, over the course of time. Let's say there's 2 people that are disagreeing. There's a third party that has maybe another different outlook on the discussion. You'll bring them in. You'll bring another person in. Me, I'm sitting here waiting like a jerk off.
No, like for instance, I'll give you an example today. Chef said he wanted to get on the phone with Batshot. I didn't let him on the phone. So people request things all the time. I don't just willy-nilly, if someone asks for it, give it to them. I just try to go in order through all the callers that call in. No, Chef was asking to be on with Batshot, and I didn't answer.
No worries. All good. Okay. Let's cut to this shit. First off, this is my problem with the YouTube thing.
Okay.
Carl C. Man with the jet tattoo, whatever the hell you want to go by. Sure. Let me tell you something, brother.
Okay.
You were not sarcastic. You were dead ass serious.
Okay.
There was no sarcasm in your voice. There was no, he does this, but I'm sure he doesn't. There was none of that. So you're from the old school, like you said. I'm from East 149th Street in the Bronx. I moved to Long Island at 13 years old.
Whoa.
Right? If you want to call that sarcasm where I grew up, you will get punched right in your fucking mouth, if not worse. That's not sarcasm. That's stating something that I don't agree with you. I think you're wrong. And we can hash it out however you want to hash it out. Right? That's where I come from. So to backtrack and say, oh, it was just sarcasm and my wife got on me and I'm not, you're a pussy then. You shouldn't have said anything. You should have kept your mouth shut to begin with. Right? If you say something that's the problem with these platforms. If you say something, stand on it. Don't just fucking say it to say it. Don't say it so you can look back on your TV and show your girlfriend or your fiance or your wife 7 hours later, hey, babe, look what I did today on this thing. I really got him good. The whole thing is stupid. Speak your mind. Be real. Don't backtrack. And as far as Bradshaw goes, every time that man calls, he's funny. But dog, what the fuck are you going to do to somebody? With all due respect, what are you going to do to somebody? I feel bad for you that you're handicapped. I'm not making fun of it. It's not funny. It's serious. But don't act like you're all tough and bad behind the computer, because all these people that get hard and tough behind the computer keys, if they see you at a tailgate, it'll be, hey, man, what's up? Hey, man, how you doing? You're such a good caller. I love you. I don't operate like that. And there's a lot of people, especially nowadays, that do it. They feel very comfortable behind the computer or behind the phone. And then if they see you in person, it's a different story and a different outlook. I don't operate like that. And I don't like when that's why I don't call into shows every day. I want to call into your show every single day. I'm up. I have time. Your show, as far as work goes, fills my time slot perfectly. I usually start work around 5:30 in the morning.
Wow.
I'll go to 7:30 for my drivers to come in. Once that's done, by 7:45, I'm free and clear for another 2 hours, 2.5 hours.
Cool.
But you know what I don't do? I don't come on here. I don't pontificate out of my asshole. I don't say things that I don't mean. I don't look for clickbait. And then if I do that, guess what I'm not going to do? I'm not going to not back it up. I'm going to make sure this is what I said, and you know what I said. Now, what's your issue with it?
Yeah, you seem very direct, which I respect.
And that's my problem with the YouTube stuff. I still love you, Boy Green.
Thanks, brother.
Now I have a meeting at 10:15. I got to go woosah a little bit.
Oh, yes, of course.
And I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, James. I appreciate that. Thank you for the call. Well, one thing I just want to sort of say off the top rope is anyone that decides to call my show, I really appreciate. I'm going to be honest. The show has really, in a cool way, evolved over the years. When I first started doing this show, my pitch, and I've said this a few times, Boy Green Daily is what I'm talking about. Before Boy Green Daily was called The Jet Zone. It was an audio-only podcast I did for 7 years before it transitioned into what you guys watch now as Boy Green Daily. And I started it, I pitched it to my company, Heavy, who I still work with. Thank you to Heavy, where I write articles, do a bunch of stuff for them. I pitched it and said, hey, I want to do a 7-day-a-week Jet show every day at a certain time. 7:30 is what I want to do. And they said, oh, phenomenal. And I tried to sell it to them, like, don't worry, it'll be snack size. So, like, people could take it on the go. It'll be 20 or 30 minutes max. And then callers, again, because that's what this show is what it, to me, this show is what I preach it to be. And I am honest about it. And to me, the show is a show by the people for the people. What does that mean? When you guys want something different, within reason, I'm not a dog and you tell me to jump and I ask how high and just jump. Like, you know, if you guys give good suggestions, I'm open to it. People asked for the show to be longer. So the show has turned longer. It went from 20 minutes to 30 minutes to 45 minutes, an hour, 2 hours. So hell, right now we're at 2.5 hours. I had no idea today's show was going to be that long, but here we are. So the show's grown. I didn't have callers before. I just did my own thing. And then we opened up callers. Callers went to call in. And then it's grown to this where I have 10 people waiting. And I will tell you, I pinch myself every day. Right now, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 callers all waiting to get on. And then all the other callers have been on the show so far. I am very blessed that that is the case. If people want to call into the show, I'm very humbled. I'm just some guy. Like I said, I started my podcast in my living room, and then it's just sort of matriculated to now this room of the house. And I'm very honored that anyone decides to call. If I take a long time to get to you guys, I apologize. I'll tell you some self-reflection here for a second. I think one part that I struggle with, and I don't know how you guys feel about it, is I let callers on. I don't have a timer. I don't say, up 60 seconds, buddy. Get whatever the hell you want to say and then get the hell out. I don't try to rush people off. I let them come on. Some people are more like James has a take. He comes on, he says his take, and boom, that's it. Some people call in and just sort of meander and hang out for a while. And I see the jokes of when you guys bring up the clock time over under for this guy or this guy, because like he's on the show. I see some people do that. Hap is very quick, but to the point, like he has something to say. He shares his slice and he moves on. To me, like I said, I try to make sure I get to as many people as I can, unless I have a constraint where I have to go to work, like a baseball game or something. I'll let the show keep going for a long time if I can. But I apologize to anyone that waits too long. I don't intend to wait too long. And speaking of the waiting, that actually, James brings me full circle. I'll go to the barber shop today. It's a Saturday. Paul might be doing some waiting at the barber shop. The most recent time I got a haircut, I had to wait for 2 hours at the barber shop because it was so busy. I just sat there and just I don't know, scratch my ass. I don't know what the hell I did for 2 hours. It was a long ass time. So I apologize if anyone waits too long on the show. That's not my intention. I'm not purposely waiting, not allowing people to call into the show. I'm not doing that at all. I'm just trying to go in order. So I apologize for anyone that feels that way. Back to those phone lines. Let's try to get some more callers in. Up next is this guy. I was watching him last night on the Danger Zone. Snowball of Jets Worldwide.
That's this is the car version of Jets
I like that. On the move. Great shirt, by the way.
We're all calling in from the car. Johnny Boy called in from the car. I'm calling in from the car.
A lot of movement.
Right. I like James. I like James because he's wired different. He's definitely, he wanted your head when he first called in.
He did.
And I was scared for your safety.
Yeah.
But then he melted because you talk the right way. So
thank you.
You have a way of de-escalating the situation, which is a good trait to have in this industry, especially with Jet fans and stuff.
Well, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So I'm just waiting for the dog to get out of the groomer. So I had some time to.
Great. Okay. Beautiful. Well, thank you. Thank you for calling.
So yeah, you have covered a bunch of stuff.
Yes.
And I'm like trying to, as people are talking, you're like, oh yeah, I could mention that, and then I'm going, wait, what was I going to talk about? So my question is this, and I started with I came in when Kev and Kyle were on.
Oh yeah.
And my question is this: is Kyle Clifton's real name Kyle Clifton? Like, is it really Kyle Clifton?
I've never questioned it until this very moment.
Right.
But
I am severely curious whether or not I love Kyle. I met Kyle at the draft party last year, briefly, and I was just wondering, is that his real name? Would he be as successful a caller if his name was like Joe, Heimerdinger, right? No, that's very interesting. What if his name was like Joe Jones? Would he be as successful a caller? I don't know.
That's I mean, because it's sort of like I don't see him on I don't know how many other shows he calls into outside of, I know mine and Jake's. I assume he calls into other Jet shows in the universe too.
Yeah, he's called into Jets Worldwide. I mean, he has fantastic takes.
Yeah, but I've seen that, to your point though. Like, obviously part of his thing on the Jake, I've seen the video that Jake and his people put together where it's like Kyle Clifton, not that one, this one. Like, there's a whole thing. So like, if he was Joe Blow, anyone's name. Come to, that's a fascinating question. I've never thought about it. Wow.
But I love Kyle. I love Kyle Clifton, the player too.
Sure, both are great. Yeah.
But listen, today, and there's all different Jet YouTube channels across the board. It's like old television, right? If you don't like it, turn it off. There's another station to go to. So
sure,
there's a flavor for everybody. Last year I was in as Maniac Madness. I was the 11 seed.
Oh, nice.
And I lost to Chef Kev.
Oh.
So my rule is, if someone beats you, you got to vote for them to win.
See, that was going to be my question to you. Like, sort of in life, right? Like,
Yeah.
you know, in the playoffs, right? If your team gets beat, do you want that team to go win the Super Bowl? Because then you could say, well, at least I lost to the Super Bowl champion. Or do you like, screw that team? I want them to get smacked immediately in the next round. Like, screw you, buddy. You're not getting one over on me. I've heard both mentalities.
You want to get beat by the best. You know,
Yeah.
you want to go up against the best, and you want to get beat by the best. So, although I like I said, I love Kyle Clifton, but I want the guy who took me to the floor last year to win. So, Kev, you got my vote, and whatever. That's it. That's all I have to say. Oh, and Easy, he's an idea man. I like him. He's got good ideas. He's very creative.
Yeah, I do. Again, to me, I don't know if I've said this often about Easy publicly, but like, man, you just mentioned it sort of with James. You know, he's wired differently. Easy's wired differently, and I don't mean that in an insulting way at all. I think it's cool. He brings creative juices to this show that I would have never thought before. Fascinating ideas that launches into topics of conversation, and he's a rocker. Like, it's super cool to hear about your guys' passions. Like, you guys aren't just like, hey, Joe, long time caller, you're a first time listener, whatever the stupid thing is, because I always mess it up. Yeah, here's my topic, thanks, boom, and I know nothing about you. You're just it's like someone, like I have some producer off air that just gave me a piece of paper. Kyle's question is this, but I know nothing else. Joe's question is this, no nothing. I love that we get intimate and I learn all your ticks and how everyone works through each other. So it's really cool. Yeah, Easy is one of the most creative minds we have here that calls in, for sure.
I gotta go get the dog, but I'm gonna leave you with this.
Hey, give this plug, please, as well.
Yes. Okay. So yeah, you should subscribe to Jets Worldwide, all one word, Jets Worldwide, Fridays, 7:30 p.m. This Friday, we will have live coverage from the draft.
Can confirm.
I have made Johnny Boy cut his finger and drip blood on a piece of paper that he will call in during the show. So yeah, we will have live coverage from the draft. But I'll leave you with this. Tomorrow, I don't know. I guess we're invading tomorrow. Are we invading?
Yes,
okay.
Of course. Yeah.
So we will be doing a takeover. Do not forget your would you for a Jets Super Bowl question. Okay.
Yes.
I have a killer one. And it applies to both you and Johnny Boy. So
okay, let me ask this before you go, so I could do my proper homework ahead of time. So that was a funny bit that happened on the show this month about, you know, what would you do for a Jet Super Bowl? So you tell me which way this is being interpreted. Are you bringing up crazy ones and then me and Johnny Boy have to react? Are we each bringing up one and challenging each other? What's your vision?
Yeah, I think we should. I think the way it should go is that each one of us come to the table with a would you.
Okay.
And then the other two people have to respond.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So good. And do you have to answer your own?
Yeah, you have to answer your own too.
Okay. All right. There we go. Okay, beautiful. So here we go. Snowball. Enjoy your hopefully your dog's grooming went appropriately.
Yes, I'm going to get my fresh dog now. All right.
There you go. Love you, buddy.
See ya.
This is Jets Worldwide. Why?
There you go. The JWW Takeover. They take over the show every weekend. That is, of course, Snowball and Johnny Boy of Jets Worldwide. Always take over the show. Jets Worldwide, all one word. They'll be on the show tomorrow. I believe we had Lombardo last week, so he'll be recap draft guy the next week. So I believe it is a full takeover right from the get-go. So 7:30 a.m. Jets Worldwide right off the top rope. Terrific. So can't wait for that. Up next, Mr. Legendary Famous Fulton. Yes, sir.
Well, good morning, Paul. How are you this morning?
I'm doing peachy. How are you, sir?
Doing all right. You see the new picture for prom last night?
Oh, congratulations. How'd that all go? Great suit.
Yeah, thank you. Well, that movie called, what's it called? Men in Black.
Oh, what do you mean Men in Black?
Yep.
I love that movie.
Well, we got I got a red and black one on. My friends has red and black on. So
Oh, okay,
we
nice.
got
Oh, yeah.
kinds of it.
Who are your friends there?
My friend is Raheem and Noah.
Oh, great.
They're one of my friends from Special Olympics.
Okay, cool. They look cool. They
Yep.
look like awesome dudes.
Yep, it was an awesome time, and this is the crown I
Whoa.
got.
Oh, wow. Oh, you were voted prom king?
Yep.
Oh, wow. Congratulations, Mr. Famous.
Yeah.
Sultan. Prom king. Remember this, heavy is the head that wears the crown.
Yes, it is.
Okay, congratulations. Wow. King.
Yep, and I also did the moonwalk, but I don't have the video right now, so
Wait, you know how to do the moonwalk?
I sure do.
Can you like set up your camera so we can see you do the moonwalk? Is that possible?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay, good.
Give me a second. Give me a second here. We'll get this
Okay, all right. Yeah.
set up here.
Yeah, just park it somewhere where we can. Oh, he accidentally pressed the hang up button. Oh boy, he actually hit the hang up button. I'm so sorry. Yep, all right. So, sorry there, Mr. Famous Fulton. Hopefully, you can press whatever the right button is here shortly. All right, let's go to this guy, and James. I respect the ideology of what he said. He's a conviction guy, right? He likes conviction, like, if you have a take, stand by the take and do it. And this guy, okay, we have Mr. Famous Fulton back. Okay, I'll let Mr. Famous Fulton wait 1 second here, Mr. Famous Fulton. All right, here you go. All right, go ahead. Yeah, let's see it. Yeah.
Yep, this is the moonwalk. So
okay, let's see. Okay.
Billie Jean, not my lover. Woo!
Wow, congratulations. Can you do that one more time, Mr. Famous Fulton?
Sure, I would have that. Billie Jean, not my lover.
Wow. Okay, that was quite a performance. That was beautiful. Congratulations
Thank you.
to Mr. Famous Fulton. That was absolutely spectacular. Wow.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
And
wait.
this year is my last.
Real quick. Did you do it with the crown on?
Sure, I could try it with the crown.
All right. Let's do it one more time. Go ahead, Mr. Famous Fulton.
Billie Jean, not my lover.
Beautiful. Wonderful job, Mr. Famous Fulton. That was Prom King. All right. Congratulations.
Yeah,
that was
that's
awesome.
how I sound like Michael Jackson. So
I could definitely hear that there. That was spectacular. Wow.
Thank
Very
you.
nice. Great
now
job.
I gotta get ready for the Sisters Got Talent show.
Okay.
It's my last one this year, so I think it's my last one because this was the greatest years of my life, my entire.
It feels like it. That was yeah. Well, good luck and all that, and we appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, we'll check back in with you, Mr. Famous Fulton, Prom King. Hear thee, hear thee. Beautiful. Lovely. Now I want to get back to the guy I was introducing here. I respect conviction, that you have a take and that you're not deterred from your take. Your take is your take. And this person I'm about to bring on the screen is committed to this take like no one I've ever met in my life. I've not met this individual, but he was a consistent caller on post-game shows this year, and he is there in the chat. Let's go to Jake, a.k.a. Woody is in the files, continue to ignore. Wow.
Good morning, Paul. How you doing?
Yeah, it's been a while, Jake. It's great to have you back on the show.
Yeah, it's just mornings I'm working like crazy. So this is like a rare Saturday. I'm not like busy for like another 45 minutes or so. So
sure. Okay, yes, please.
So wait, actually, so first off, I've been talking to Lou lately. You're going to the draft, is that correct?
Yes, I'll be there for all 3 days, but specifically hanging out directly with Lou B on day 1 and day 2. That is correct. Yes, sir.
Are you going to the McFadden's party?
Yes, I believe I'll be there for a couple of hours before we have to leave for there's like basically a draft TSA. They got to check in, do all kinds of security. So I believe I'm going to be there for like 2 or 3 hours at the front party. Maybe we'll be back after the first round is over. But yeah, I'll be there for 2 or 3 hours. Yep.
Well, actually, first off, so a couple of my buddies we know they're running the thing for DJ Pauly D or whatever it is. So,
on Wednesday.
Yeah,
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Plus, a new networking buddy of mine actually worked with him. He said he's a really good guy, so he'll be a good.
I hope I meet him. I love Pauly D. I've never met him in person, but that's amazing.
Like I never really watched the show, but they said like he said he's a very easy guy to work with. Like he's not too demanding. He's just getting very busy, and like my buddy knew him at a show in Vegas, whatever. But anyway, so and also the setup, because I used to get tickets to the draft. They used to have the what's it called, the day 3 diehards, whatever it was. Like you stayed till the ends. I did that when it was at Radio City. But
cool.
I don't know if I have that anymore, and I don't even know if that ticket would even give me access to whatever this new thing is, which is like the little pods, right? I think I've seen are you in like the little pod thing? Like
correct, So there's 32. I've seen the little map thing. So try to picture it, because like I haven't seen any of the people said that the stage, of course, is getting set up and everything, but so I haven't seen it. But there's supposed to be stage and these 32 pockets. And the divisions are together. So we're in a pod of Jet fans, pod of Dolphins fans, pod of Patriots fans, pod of Bills fans. So we're all together. And there's, I think, 25 to 30 of us in each pod. So, so we will be in that pod right by the draft stage.
Wait, they're putting you in like divisions, like Buffalo,
Miami? Exactly right. I don't know, because like I don't know what the
they want confrontation.
Yeah,
they want a blood
I don't know how much separation there is, because it just shows us in a box, but we're all like the AFC East. Our 4 boxes are touching. So what does that look like? Can we like high five from one pod to the other? How close is that? That I don't know, but yes, we're all lined up. So that is going to create some intense conversations, I imagine.
I mean, I just didn't realize what the whole situation was now. Like it was like a lottery. I think Lou was telling me it's some kind of lottery or something.
Yeah, right. Like I said, it's only, from what I understand, 25 to 30 Jet fans on planet Earth are going to be in that pod. So obviously it's a very exclusive.
Paul, give me 1 second. Paul, give me 1 second. Hold on.
Yes, sir.
Hi, John. Let me call you back. Okay. Yeah, I'll see you in an hour. Okay, bye. Sorry.
No, that's all right. So we're in these pods, but very few people. So in each of these pods, Bills fans, Patriot fans, there's 25 to 30 of them in each pod. So a very elite, exclusive group. Very, very humbled that I got in there because of Lou B. So shout out to Lou B.
Yeah, I hope you guys have a good time. Paul, my advice: you've never been before. It's a great networking venue. Like my opinion is just like whatever you pick the picks, it's whatever. That's fun for 5 seconds, but go to the bars, go to the restaurants. I don't really have planned to eat or drink beside the McFadden's thing, but that's where all like the scouts. Like I met a guy who was, remember like when the guys used to make the picks and like go to the front and like hand in the picks. When I was in Philadelphia, I met one of the guys for the Bears, and I like literally drank all night with him, and he was like
cool,
connected to like guys with like the Patriots and the Eagles. So like I've met people over the years through him. So it's a great way to like talk to people. So that should be like your main focus. Like talk to as many people like at these venues.
That's awesome. Will do. Yeah. Will do. Thank you.
Yeah. So I guess I haven't called in a while.
No.
Yes. So I'm my title I'm standing by. So Paul, I don't know if I may have talked to you. I talked to so my brother actually met Jeff Ulbrich in February.
Oh, cool. You did not tell me this story.
Okay.
So
here's the story. So I'm going to tell you, because actually I told Joe Caporoso in San Francisco about this, and he wasn't shocked. Cool.
Okay.
So he was in a pool with his wife. It was like a baby moon for my brother and my sister-in-law, and Ulbrich and his wife are hanging in the pool. He was a little buzzed, like very chill, whatever. Let me just read to you exactly what he said. So I'm just going to read exactly what he had said, word for word, from my brother.
Okay.
I don't know how cursing works on this, so I'll try to be as very.
Oh yeah, it's the internet, so you can swear if you'd like. Yeah.
Okay. First words are Garrett and Breece Hall are absolute shitheads. Garrett Wilson never wanted to play with with Aaron Rodgers after Davante Adams came to the team. He basically committed to just saying, I want out of here. I'm done with this. Breece Hall stopped practicing. He pretty much did not care at all about playing with the players. He wants out of the team, which, by the way, Lou and I actually know personally at a club that he wants to get out of the team so badly. Yep. So any thought of Breece Hall coming back, please, let's end this right now. He's not coming back, or they're going to trade him. Okay. Garrett's clearly a diva. I'm sad to say that, but he is. That's just me saying that. Sure. Woody Johnson's kids have say in draft picks. That's in bold letters. So Woody Johnson's kids will be involved in this. They have been involved with this. It's why Joe Douglas left the team. He was not. That was the next thing I was going to say. Joe Douglas was actually infuriated with the team. He wanted out. That was one of the big reasons why he wanted to leave. Woody Johnson is the worst owner. He said everyone knows it. He said Woody Johnson asked him to go on stage and basically say that all the injuries that he was confirming beforehand were false. No one's injured on the team. Everybody's healthy. He said for some reason, he said Robert Saleh had no involvement on the defense. He called him a pussy. He was one of the weakest coaches he had ever seen in his life. He actually wanted to take the Jacksonville Jaguars DC job, but Saleh convinced him to take it. Let's see what else. He said Michael Clemens was one of the hardest working players he ever saw in his life. So he said all the stuff about him was lies. He actually was a really good player. He said Jermaine Johnson is an all-pro talent, and the coaching staff failed him completely. He's talking about Salas, and he's talking about what he saw with Aaron Glenn. He said Aaron Glenn showed up my brother kind of had to phrase this to me, but Aaron Glenn was in the room, and at the same time, Ulbrich was there knowing he was getting fired. He went to him and said, like, listen, let me try to help you and like give you some advice. He told him, go fuck off.
Like, wait, Ulbrich to AG?
He went to AG to be polite, to be like, hey, man, like, let me give you some advice because I know I'm leaving. He told him, fuck off.
Oh, AG told
Ulbrich
to
fuck off.
Oh,
Yeah, told him to fuck
yeah.
off.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
So when you heard the news about like,
you
heard the news about like Rodgers being pissed, the story is true about Rodgers being pissed about flying to New York, and then they told him, he told him Aaron Glenn was a piece of shit. He said he was so angry about that, and Ulbrich like still stays in touch with Rodgers, not as much, but a little bit. So yeah. So that's some real insight. So when I stand by that his kids are involved, let's please stop talking like Muggy and them have all this control. They don't. His kids will have input on this draft. Again, they've had input on free agency, and they're going to have input on this draft and going forward. So you wonder why I start getting furious with fans that continue to believe that we're just going to ignore what happened last year. Maldry, everybody said, and Paul, I told you this many times, how, how can we bring Aaron Glenn back? How can we believe in this team? Well, no, it's just, let's ignore it. We made some free agency moves. Great. Awesome. But at the end of the day, it's like the draft, and we talk about drafting a quarterback.
Yes.
You understand if Muggy takes a quarterback, that's it. He doesn't get to draft a quarterback next year. Right. You understand that?
You're
right?
talking about the first round, you're saying,
yes.
right?
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. Yes. It seems, I know that people will bring up the Cardinals example, but yes, if he take at any point 2-16 trade back up or any combination wherein that exists, yes, I agree. If he pulls the trigger on a quarterback, he is not only just making a decision for 2026, but he's making a decision right now for 2027 if he takes a quarterback in the first round. If it's second round or later, even if it's 33, I don't think that's true. But yeah, at first round, absolutely I do. Yes. I agree with that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know why everyone's not talking about the class next year, because the next class next year is actually way more qualified. Let's understand again, the quarterbacks going to this year, forget Fernando Mendoza. The quarterbacks this year everyone talked about was Arch, Lenore Sellers, and Kate Klubnik. And you want to put Alar a little bit, fine, but Alar's now hurt. So pretty much you didn't have a chunky class going to this in the first place. While next year I can go through 8-9 different quarterbacks that are going to be way more qualified you're going to take. Okay. Honestly, the Vegas Raiders are not even thrilled they have to take Fernando Mendoza. They're not. They're at the number one pick. I've talked to people, friends of mine who work for, not just like NFL, but work for like MLB and everything, who like know guys in the business. They know that the Raiders are not thrilled about this. They're not thrilled. They have to convince themselves to take him, because next year they don't have an offensive line. The Raiders are screwed next year. They're going to make Fernando want to go back to college next year.
But shouldn't they, if that's all true, right? And let's say the Raiders aren't thrilled with having the number one overall pick, I have to imagine there's been enough whispers about it that the Muggy called, even joked about it at the combine. They called the Raiders. That would give them the out. If the Jets would have to give up some ridiculous price, let's call it 3 first-round picks just for made-up noise to move up the one spot, the Raiders could then rebuild everything and then have all the tickets to go do whatever they want in 2027 to be in a position to take a quarterback. Why not pull the lever and make the Jets the one to take the best of a terrible class of quarterbacks then?
If we actually did that, I would probably give up.
Yeah, from a Jets perspective, I'm saying why not the Raiders? If you're the Raiders and you really think that in your head,
they should.
Hey, we've got these suckers here. We can. They'll give us 3 first-round picks. They'll give us, and maybe there's a combination, right? Maybe they fight for 2027 stuff. Maybe it's something. So they get 2, 16, and 27, or 2 and 2 from 27, or however they argue it and debate it, and the Jets would pull the trigger. So, like, I don't understand why the Raiders wouldn't do that if that's what they believed, because I'm sure that on the Jet side, I'm sure they would do that because they'd want the right now thing, and that would be Fernando.
You're saying the Jets should make that move?
I'm saying the Jets would make that move. If the Raiders, I don't know why the Raiders aren't doing it. If the Jets, Moochie has already said publicly, yeah, I'll call, but I don't think they're picking up. Like, it sounds like Jets would be interested in trading up. I'm not sure why the Raiders aren't interested if what you just said is true, that they're sort of, lukewarm on Fernando Mendoza because he's just the best and they're convincing themselves of it. They should trade that pick to the Jets because the Jets seem desperate to do it and the Raiders would be in a much better position. That's what I guess I'm not understanding, because it sounds like the Raiders are completely, by all the insiders, not even considering trading the pick.
Paul, let me ask you a question. Exactly. Sure. Is this all about saving their jobs, AG and Mujie? Is that what this is all about?
What specifically? What is what all
Meaning,
about?
like, are everyone's having this impression that somehow, like, they need to draft quarterbacks, they need to just draft well to save their jobs. So, in other words, does Woody Johnson truly believe these guys are the future people here? Or do they have to really blow us out of the water in the draft and what they did in whatever they did in free agency and this season to, like, save their jobs? Is this a save? Is that official? Like, can we really say it to ourselves, like, this is truly about a year of save their jobs? Or does, like, okay, it doesn't matter what we do next year, we're going to have a job the following year to 2027? I think that's the crux of all this right now.
Definitely. I wish I was a fly on the wall because it'll be interesting. I think some details will be shared with who they pick and how they pick it. But did Woody pull AG and Moochie? So last year goes to shit. Does he pull them in a room? It's Woody, AG, and Moochie all in the room. And he says, guys, last year fucking sucked, obviously. But I'm just letting you know right now. I'm not going to say this anywhere else but besides you. I'm giving you the largest vote of confidence of all time. I don't give a shit what happens next year. Obviously, I want to win, but, like, I don't give a shit. Whatever happens, you guys are going to be here in 27, and you guys are going to make your bones over these next 2 drafts. And then we're all going crazy on social media like, oh, they're on the hot seat to this. Maybe they're not. Maybe Woody has told them, hey, buddy, the trades that we all agreed I approved and let you do with Sauce and Quinnen to set you up for these 2 drafts. You are the people I hired, and you are going to see this through. Maybe that really happened, and none of us know that. That's possible. Sure.
I mean, look, if it obviously, smart people would say, like, yeah, you want your coach to be there for the next few years and your GM the next few years. But
sure, of course,
I just, if this is truly about them saving their jobs for next year, Woody Johnson's a freaking idiot, and it's all his fault.
Sure, I agree with that.
From the get-go, it was his fault to hire these people in the first place. So, to me personally, this draft will indicate where that direction's going. Like, if they don't take a quarterback, then you're going down the road of, okay, are you guys staying here with a bridge quarterback like Geno or whatever and saying you better go be in the playoff hunt? Like, I better see, like, we're in the hunt in December.
Right.
Is that what the goal is here?
Yeah.
Because to me, that's, or if they draft the quarterback, they're saying, like, you better make him look like, Josh Allen next year and show me why you guys should still keep your job and we're going to let you develop him or whatever. It's just, to me, like, the hiring of Frank Reich and all these guys, it's like, is it about them developing a quarterback, or is it just about bringing Geno Smith here and buying a year? I'm just very confused, like, what their goal is right now with any of this.
The Ty Simpson pick, if they took him at any point in the first round, it would, whether it's true or not, would reek of desperation, because by all the experts, they say this year's draft is whatever a quarterback. Next year's draft is awesome. The only reason that Moochie and Glenn would do this, unless they truly believe that Ty Simpson is the guy, is that they're like, holy fuck, we need to take a quarterback because we need job preservation. And we're taking him because he's the mystery box. Geno's going to start this season, even if they take Ty. And then half of the season things are going shitty, oh, we could throw Ty out there, and then if he shows any modicum of anything, hey, Woody, you better not fire us because you don't want this Ty thing to fuck up. He showed you, remember, week 11 he did this. Like, you got to keep us to see this through. That would be in my mind, the desperation play of it. And again, it would reek of that, whether it's true or not. Maybe they truly believe in that building. Ty Simpson's a franchise quarterback, and he's our guy. We don't give a shit what anyone else says. We believe he's a guy. That's what they're going to say publicly, of course. But what's the truth? It would reek of desperation if they made that selection.
Yeah, and we're talking about taking him in the first round. It's absolutely
correct, 100%.
Correct. And I think if that happens, they are basically saying, like, you better give us a chance to make him look good by next
100%,
year.
100%.
But then, Paul, once again, if it doesn't work out and Glenn and Mushy get fired, which could happen, I think collaborative firing has to happen. I'm done doing this, like, fire the GM, fire the coach. They're both
I agree.
gone.
Right.
Then you just wasted a first-round pick on trading premium players for that to go into next year.
That's correct.
I am not going to buy anyone's argument. I don't care how smart, stupid, I don't care what it is. You are not going to sell me on this concept of, we'll just use a quarterback next year, and if it doesn't work, he sucks, we're going to draft another guy next year. That is such a malpractice, inexplicable use of your assets. There's no reason. That's why, understand, if Mujie takes a quarterback like Joe Douglas did with Zach Wilson, that's it. You don't get a second chance at this.
Right.
You don't get a second crack at it. So Mujie better hold on to his, Summit, New Jersey home for the life of God at that point. If he better pray he's the person, and you better hope Frank Wright's going to be there for the next few years. We're not the kind of team, a defensive-minded coach can't rotate offensive coordinators over and over again. We're going to see in Seattle with Sam Darnold after Kubiak went to the Raiders. So
third OC in 3 years for McDonald. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, look, they want to see. Look, he won a Super Bowl. And look, of course. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going on the argument of defensive coaches win Super Bowls. I'm still not convinced on that at this point. So, to me, I think if they take the quarterback in the first round, that is going to dictate everything about where this franchise is going, what their mindset is. Because we're not going to repeat this. We just went into all this, and I think that's going to be the big indication. I just think in the end, this is how it's going. If they start wasting talent to trade up into the first round to do this, I will be mad. If they start trading any picks next year to do this, I am going to be mad. So if the only argument you want to make to me, and that's not even a fair, I'm still not going to vote to be on board with this, is taking him at 16? Actually, you know what? I take it back. If Woody was smart, Woody's kids, let's be honest, it's Woody's kids really kind of dictating all this right now. You take that 16th pick and you trade down and get as many assets to next year. That's what I would be doing. And if Ty Simpson is somehow if he's floating around the 20s, you're thinking this is like a Jackson Dartish kind of situation. So that's kind of what you're indicating on where you think you can get him and still make him a franchise quarterback. So that's the only option I can see. If we're going to take the quarterback, give me more picks for next year or deep into this draft, whatever you got to do. So, that's all. I'm not going to sit here and talk about, like, I love Arvell. I'm not going to get into who would R. Reese or Bailey. I don't give a crap about any of that anymore. Okay. Because whoever they're taking is taking for the team ahead for the coach that I think we're getting next year. So what they do with this quarterback situation is really going to tell me the future of where Mujie and Glenn's jobs truly are with anything in this position. Because in my true opinion, it's Woody and his kids. We're going to sit in the room and say, no, we like the franchise quarterback. We like Ty Simpson. He hung with my kids get to hang out with his frat buddies. He's fun. We're going to take him. Like, I'm not being funny. I think that's how they're looking at this right now. And, Glenn and Mujie have to swallow their pride and pray to God and go by their crap owner and their kids and say, okay, you want Ty Simpson, they better start getting like Tums for the next year ahead, because if it does not go well, that's it. Like they're going down with the ship if it does not go well, period. I'm not, nobody should give a pass on that at all. So,
of course, I agree.
So,
Jake, it's great to catch up with you, man.
Yeah, Paul, have a good time at the draft. It is a good time. Go network. Network's the best thing to do there to the first. All right. Have a good day.
Can't wait. There he is, Jake, joining us here on the show. It's been a while since we've had Jake on the program. One thing that I would just push, interesting for Jake to have that connection with his brother and running into Ulbrich and sharing all these details of whatever they talked about. The one thing I would push back on or clarify whatever you want to say. I wasn't there for this Jeff Ulbrich conversation that happened, but the one thing I would just slightly adjust is Jeff Ulbrich apparently said that Woody's kids are involved in the picks. That's what he told Jake's brother. And maybe that was true in the past, right? The Athletic story came out, all that other stuff. But I think that Jeff obviously wasn't there for this past season, of course. That just happened where the Jets were 3-14. He wasn't in the building for that. He was with the Falcons. Maybe Woody learned his lesson with his kids being involved and say, we need to cut that out. Because, I would be surprised, despite all these wonderful points that Jake brought up, I'd be surprised if Woody's kids aren't Darren Muji and Aaron Glenn are hired, which they were a year ago in January, February. And then he's like, hey, by the way, Woody's saying this, my kids are influencing picks. I don't think so. I think, and I'm giving the benefit of the doubt to Woody, which some people are not going to like, I suppose. But I think he has learned his lesson and things went horrifically wrong. And he's giving the keys to Muji and Aaron Glenn to see out. I don't see in the first year, now entering year number 2, of his kids helping them make picks. Now, I don't see that. Now, something that exists in every job in life, and this goes to football and beyond. Everyone has a voice, but certain people have more influence. If I'm doing a draft meeting, let's keep it football to make an easy explanation before we sign off today. If I'm in a draft room and I'm talking draft, what I think I want to do is 16, and then the owner's in the back of the room and he shares an opinion about a prospect, he's not Joe Blow sharing an opinion about a prospect. He's the owner sharing the opinion of a prospect, and that carries more weight. Now, some people are going to say, that's Woody getting his hands all over this thing and all this other stuff. You could say that. But if I was a billionaire owner of a new franchise, especially the Jets, I would be sharing my opinion all the time and say, hey, here's what I've hired you football people to do this, but here's just my take. Being in the room, being around this thing, here's my take. And I don't think those are takes like, my buddy just shared this take. That's an owner sharing some thoughts. So to me, I don't think the kids are involved to that level. I think Muji and Aaron Glenn are getting their shot. I'm sure they're around the team. They're the sons of the billionaire owner, and I'm sure they carry some weight, like they listen to them and hear them, but I don't think they're doing that. But so anywho, but phenomenal. Wow. This show was 3 hours and it covered an immense amount of ground. We have over 400 people in the room across all of our social media platforms, including over 100 on YouTube. Folks, on the way out, if you could do me a favor and like the video, hit subscribe. I'd appreciate that. Spread Boy Green Daily all around. We got 79 likes, but over 100 people in the room. Let's please correct that if you can. Liking the video is the way that you could support the show. I told this earlier to Easy. He's like, oh man, Rex Ryan would be calling your show. How can we help? There's no money amount to give that'll help. I can't just say, hey, give me $500 and I'll get him on the show. No, it's a free way. Subscribing to the channel. The more subscribers I have, which is free to do, the more this Jet show gets in front of other Jets people. And that's a number people see. Boy Green, who the hell's that? Boy Green, search on YouTube. Oh, he's got this many subscribers. Whether it's fair or unfair, you get judged by a subscriber amount. So how you guys can help me get big guests on the show and be bigger and all those other things is by subscribing to the channel. That is the way to do it. So, folks, I hope you can. I hope I give you funny content, informational content, some content that moves the needle that would elicit subscribers. I hope you guys enjoy what we bring to the table. A lot of shout outs here before we get out. Thank you to everyone that sent in a membership. Tank for Ty, he sent in the membership today. Fastest Food Reviews with a super chat. Philium with a super chat. Cisco Lopez with a super chat. That was awesome. So thank you guys so much for supporting in that way. And good luck to Kyle Clifton and Chef Kevin Gilbert with their battle today on Asmaniac Madness. Should be a lot of fun. And thank you, everybody, for the WrestleMania shout-outs. I was going to wear a wrestling shirt today, but the shirt I was going to wear is a person who's fighting on the card tomorrow. WrestleMania is now a 2-night event, so you'll see me representing my wrestling shirt on the show tomorrow. So, yes, can't wait. It's going to be beautiful. And, yes, Barbara, I agree. Can't wait till Thursday. Folks, now, because of my plans, we will have a live Boy Green Daily on draft day, which I'm super happy about. I got a hotel for an extra night before, so I'll be driving in on Wednesday night. So we will have a live. You'll see me in a very beautiful estate I got a fancy schmancy Airbnb for draft day. So you guys will have a live show on Thursday morning, which I'm very excited about. That'll be amazing. And then I'll be at the draft. So guys, stay tuned to the channel for YouTube shorts, some exclusive content from the pit and being around Jets people and all that stuff. So I hope you guys are all ready for all that action. It's going to be magnificent. And hopefully that'll be a lot of fun time for me personally as a Jets draft fan, but also for the channel, and hopefully a lot of growth is set to come. I'm so blessed. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you for the prayers for my brother. And we'll be back on tomorrow morning with a Jets worldwide takeover with our boy Snowball and Johnny Boy. God bless everybody. Take care. And shout out to Hop on Pop for being our guest today on the show. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care.